We're live.
You should have said things being long. They would have thought that was completely out of context.
We're doing well, GP. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. We are live here in the Fandom Zone. And tonight I'm going to be doing some interesting things. I'm going to end the weekend strong. But before I get started with all that, and we'll wait for the notifications and everything to go out. I retweeted this like twice because this is going to be an interesting show tonight. So I'm just going to wait for everybody to get their updates, their little things to the phone, all of that. But before we get started, while we're waiting for more people to jump in, to the people who are here, welcome Geekicidal Tendencies, welcome Generation Productions. I'm still waiting for that package. Have no clue where it's at, but don't worry. When I get it, I do plan on doing an opening here on my channel because I like opening stuff. Miss Sarcastic Nerd.
It says soycastic.
Yeah, very hilarious. Welcome to the Phantom Zone. Tonight, I'm a little upset, Cyber.
Yes, aren't we all upset?
Oh no, like more than just upset. I'd say I'm at a Brie Larson level of upset. Anyone who's been watching my channel for a while knows that when I rant about Brie Larson, I am pretty much just gonna go off on a big tangent. But tonight, there's a different tangent that I'm going to go off on. But I want to wait a little bit for the crew to jump in here.
I mean, I'm always upset a little bit, but I don't always share it. There's a thing I'm really pissed off about, but it's on the bridge of politics, and I don't really want to freaking do that.
So, welcome, Tommy. Welcome. No, this is going to have to do with Star Wars, mainly. But, you know, I'm going to get into that once I get more people in here. So if you are in here, make sure that you retweet the link that I sent out. I want to get as many people in here as I can because there's a few things that I must get off my chest as a villain. Today has been also a very particularly bad day for me in my personal life. So I am ready to scream, yell, and holler about different things. But welcome, Senate. Good to have you in the chat. But before we get started with all of that, Cybernetic Husky, I hear you're doing a Gears of War thing. Gears of War 5?
Yes, I'm pretty much going to be releasing all the videos on Friday, unless I decide to change it. Yeah, come to my channel for games, bullshit, and maybe Borderlands 3 if I can work out a time with my friend or how he wants to pop in and out of like the, you know, recordings, because I want to do some stuff with my friend on Borderlands 3. That's one of the only reasons why I bought it.
Yes, definitely go check out Cybernetic Husky's channel. Show him some love because we love Cyber here in the Fandom Zone. He always gets things kicked off before the rest of the bridge crew arrives, so it's always good to have you here, Cyber. And I'm really holding my rage in because I feel like I also have a compadre of mine who will love to rage and rant about this particular subject that I'm going to bring up tonight.
PB?
Oh, yeah. Surprisingly, it's not a Game of Thrones thing. So
well, last time you guys did the Game of Thrones thing, I just kind of sat back and enjoyed myself because I don't care about the show. No, the whole rant was like PB going on for like I don't know how long.
Senate, I am shocked. I'm actually following you, buddy. I don't know why you wouldn't think that I was following you.
I'll check. You can always see if they're.
Let me check. Yeah, Wait, why am I unfollowed to him?
Probably because of the suspension.
Oh, okay. There you go, Senate. I have refollowed you, buddy, because I can't go without the awesome tweets and polls and funny memes that the Senate does. So there you go. I refollowed you.
Oh yeah, I need to refollow the Senate too because I just followed the Senate before the account got suspended.
Yeah, I'm guessing whenever that happens, you have to refollow the person all over again. Speaking of which, there's several people on my list who are following me that I'm not following. There we go. Weird. I hate when they do they do that.
Yeah, no joke. Most of the accounts recently that have like unfollowed me, they have that tweets map thing. I'll click it and it'll be 2 unfollows. Why the accounts are disabled or suspended? I'm like, that's interesting. But yeah, that's what happens. PB's in the chat saying he's late.
Yes, PB, jump in here. I cannot start this epic rant that I have planned without you, Mr. PB. So, in the meantime, we've got some great articles that we're going to cover tonight. Just to give you guys a preview, we will be talking about a wide array of different stuff that I'm going to cover tonight. We're going to cover the whole Sony Spider-Man thing, and apparently Spider-Man is back. I figured that was going to happen. Everyone was all like, oh my God, Spider-Man is not there. And personally, I was actually happy with this. When he was gone. Now I'm saddened that he's back. Actually, I didn't give a shit about him being away from the MCU. We're also going to talk about the tropical storm that's been hilariously gendered. We're going to talk about McDonald's following in
hilariously gendered. No, she's got to speak with the manager.
We're going to talk about McDonald's and their sandwich. They're introducing a plant-based sandwich that should be disgusting.
Interesting.
No.
Why are they? No, I'm just saying it's interesting because why are they doing that?
To compete with Burger King, man. They want.
Well, why do you need to compete with Burger King? Who the fuck is buying that shit? Anyways, well, let's compete with Burger King. We already have a better burger than Burger King. Well, let's compete with them. Seriously, it's McDonald's burger is better than Burger King. I've had both. I think McDonald's is better.
Oh yeah, I would agree.
It's not like but then there's all these other burgers above both of them. But McDonald's is a better burger.
No geekocidal tendencies. I'm not happy by being suckered by Sony and Marvel. I kind of predicted Sony and Marvel had something up their sleeve, but
yeah, that thing. When I saw that, I'm like, yo, look, I said it from the start. They're just gonna freaking renegotiate the contract. Seems heated now, but they will renegotiate because both of them want to make money.
Yeah. I like what the Senate said. I'm happy that he's back and sad because I hate Iron Man Jr. But on the bright side, I can see Tom Holland in that tight suit. Disturbing. Yes, and PB probably noticed the hashtag. We will be talking about Labradoodles and the person who regrets creating them. I thought that was hilarious. Former Dallas police officer who takes a stand in her own defense for shooting her neighbor. Plus, we're going to talk some Star Wars, which I'm looking to do here shortly, but apparently my compadre can't jump in at the moment. And I'm holding my rant back for the time being because I've quite a few things to say based on some things I've seen and watched, and well, I got some thoughts on it, needless to say. Pop Culture PB says BK Burger is better if you want the extra grease.
Oh yeah, hold on. I'm replying to him in the freaking chat.
Oh, we had her. I don't know what happened. He jumped in for about a second.
His internet died immediately as he joined. Yeah, it was perp. I didn't see if it was perp when I freaking saw it on the perp died, guys.
There he is. What's up, perp?
What up? What up?
So I've got my own Star Wars rant to go off on tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I've got a lot to say, both good and bad. We'll see how it goes. I want to wait for PB because I feel like PB is my spirit beast when it comes to ranting. So in the meantime, I guess all three of us will talk about one of the first articles that I have, how everyone got hoodwinked. We got swindled. You know,
not really.
How did I get swindled? These are all.
I'm going to tell you how you got swindled, perp. We're going to dive into it. Okay? Because this is very interesting. For a while, everyone was thinking it was the apocalypse because Spider-Man was leaving the MCU, and there was hubbub from this and that, and people all up in arms, and oh my God, what are we going to do? Yada, yada, yada. Anyways, so, you know, there are articles back. Of course, I grabbed the one from IGN. They're not the most reliable source, but there are various other people covering this, so I'm assuming this is from various other sources as well. But Spider-Man is officially back in the MCU following Disney announcement. Now,
Saw that coming.
Here's the thing, and LB had mentioned this before, and Perp, you've been on streams with while we were talking about this. They were contracted for 3 movies. Now, if I remember correctly, there's only been 2 movies with just Tom Holland Spider-Man. There's Spider-Man Far From Home and Spider-Man Homecoming. So it kind of makes sense that they worked something out, because I think they were originally contracted for 3 films.
Yes, please. I want them to keep with that meme that everybody did and then call the 3rd one Homeless. I will laugh so hard.
Spider-Man,
I don't care how good or bad it is. I'll pay to go to it.
Home, and then Spider-Man Homeless. The story of Spider-Man packing up his shit and moving. So Sony and Disney have reached an announcement. They will team up for a 3rd film in the Spider-Man Homecoming series. Marvel Studios and President Kevin Feige. Whatever. I don't give a shit. I'm never going to say his name right. Produced the film starring Tom Holland, which has a release date of July 16th, 2021. Spider-Man will also appear in future MCU films. So there's probably a good chance that the rumor we hear about him appearing in Captain Marvel 2 will probably happen. As arranged with partnerships. Amy Pascal, producer on the previous 2 Spider-Man films in the series, will be producing the 3rd one as well through Pascal Pictures. I am thrilled that Spider-Man...
Isn't it too convenient that the thing about him with Captain Marvel came out just like a few days ago, and this news came out just today? Seems a little too fucking convenient.
And also, I don't think they would put Spider-Man in Captain Marvel 2. I think they would save that for Captain Marvel 3.
Yeah, but if Spider-Man only has a deal that's going to be for this movie, then I have a feeling they're going to want to put him
no, they would
in the upcoming slates.
I mean, they probably just give him his own movie. They'll just cap off that trilogy.
Yeah, but if they're going to cap off his trilogy, right, with the intentions that maybe Sony will take him back, so they'll finish up that trilogy and that storyline, so they'll leave people hanging, and then be like, oh, he's going to appear in other movies, then I imagine they're gonna have him try, or they're gonna do what they did with, the other heroes and have him cross over in movies here and there.
Hmm.
And I imagine it'll be in this phase.
I could see them doing this though, capping off the trilogy, and then you won't see Spider-Man, like another Spider-Man, like that'll go. Sony will start just controlling that side, and then when it comes to MCU stuff, the deal is it's going to be a 50-50 split, but you can only use Spider-Man to just, to do like team ups or something like that. He won't have like a legit like MCU stamped, I guess.
Here's the interesting thing too, Perp. This opens
Mhm.
up, when you think about it, if Sony's going to have Spider-Man featured in, say, their Spider-Verse that they're planning on building, now that they have this deal with Disney, he could now mention stuff in their universe as well that keeps it coherent, because now they have a 50-50 deal. We don't know the particulars. I'm going to keep on reading and see if they give us any more.
That's what I'm assuming they came down to, like a 50-50 split, but like they come to certain agreements that like you can use certain this, like we can use some of your characters. You got to mention these characters or certain, so it doesn't seem like it's all messy and whatnot. So they probably struck a second deal, but they're probably going to renegotiate sooner than later, probably. So.
Yeah, and you gotta wonder that after they seen the wave of criticism and backlash, that both companies sat down and were like, "Yeah, we need to come to some kind of arrangement to get both of our fan bases to settle." So it says, "I am thrilled that Spidey's journey in the MCU will continue, and I and all of us at Marvel Studios are very excited that we get to keep working on it."
I need Black Cat to show up. Come on.
Said in a statement,
I've been waiting for her to come onto a fucking movie, all right?
Spider-Man is a powerful icon and hero whose story crosses all ages and audiences around the globe. He also happens to be the only hero with the superpower to cross cinematic universes. So Sony continues to develop their own Spider-Verse. You never know what surprises the future might hold, which kind of hints that maybe if this is a 50-50 split, maybe some of those terms might be to get some of their characters over to Sony. That way they don't break continuity. That would be interesting. This is terrific. Peter Parker's story took a dramatic turn in Far From Home, and I could not be happier. We will all be working together as we see where his journey goes, Pascal said. This has been a winning partnership for the studios, the franchise, and the fans, and I am overjoyed it will continue. More details have been released on the terms of the deal from Variety, stating the agreement was signed on Thursday night and involved Sony Pictures chief Tom Rothman, Marvel's Foggy, and head of Disney Alan Horn. Marvel and Disney will reportedly receive about 25% of the profits, according to Variety, with Disney still retaining its merchandising rights and putting up approximately a quarter of the financing. Previously, Disney had wanted the deal to be a 50-50 split, according to reports. The new Spider-Man deal reports released last month stating that the Spider-Man was out of the MCU due to Sony and Disney not being able to reach a new deal following a proposal by Marvel Studios. Some said the negotiations were ongoing, while others says it was a definitive decision. That did not have any room for further discussion. Fans came out to support of Marvel and threatened to boycott Sony, while Sony released a statement on the matter, putting it in Disney hands, saying Kevin is terrific and we are grateful for his help and guidance and appreciate the path he helped put us on, which we will continue. In our explainer of that Spider-Man MCU deal, IGN's Jim, whatever the fuck his name is, said but it was never Marvel's place to announce the next Spider-Man film. Sony holds the screen rights to Spider-Man and its distributor of all the solo Spidey films, going back to the first Sam Raimi one. During Disney's D23 Expo followed the news, Sony Disney Spider-Man split. Holland's Spider-Man still appeared in promotional art at the convention, including in MCU posters. John Favreau, who has held the roles in both
Favreau,
who has the roles of both directing and producer in several Disney and Marvel projects, weighed in on the issue at the D23 Expo, saying, "It's still early days. As a fan, I'm cautiously hopeful that something will come together because I think all the fans want to see those characters together. I don't mean Happy and May, I mean Spidey and the MCU. Hilarious." Others spoke out in the issue, including Holland himself at D23, saying a simple, "It's been a crazy week, but I want you to know that I am grateful from the bottom of my heart, and I love you 3000. Director of numerous titles in the MCU, including Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War, Joe Russo vocalized his thoughts, saying Sony was making a tragic mistake. Yeah, we heard all that.
Squirrel's in the back room.
Welcome, Squirrel.
The squirrel is here. Hello, squirrel.
Hello. How are you guys?
I'm doing good. I plan on doing an epic rant, but I'm still waiting for PD. So.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a Star Wars rant. I'm gonna do a little show and tell.
Shit.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give Disney the Brie Larson treatment. So anyone who's been on my channel, stay tuned. That shit is ahead, because I got my own thoughts about the crooked, corrupt piece of shit that is Disney. Control your anger, Lee. Remember your breathing.
Good evening to Generation Productions, Geekicidal Tendencies, Tommy Curtis, Mark F. Jesus, I'm sorry, I'm catching up on everybody. I know I missed somebody. Oh, the Senate also is lingering.
Yes, the Senate is lingering. And, I want to highlight something from Geekicidal Tendencies because I just switched back here for a second. Marvel Sony marketing should get an award for trolling the world. Well done, guys. I love the business side of Hollywood. So much free publicity. Couldn't have said it better.
I even thought that when it was happening, it was a big fucking publicity stunt. Why would it be? Oh, let's get a bunch of Spider-Man. Some people are still mixed feelings. Oh, let's do a big publicity stunt. Say Spider-Man's being ripped in two.
Well, I hope people are happy with what they're gonna get from the future now. So
yeah, if they complain,
yeah,
if they sided with Disney and they complain, they have no one to blame but themselves.
Because this next movie's got to be fire. This next Spider-Man movie better be fire. It's got to be better than Far From Home.
Now, me personally, I didn't have problems with what Far From Home set up.
Yeah, I know, but as far as out of the Disney Spider-Man movies, that's the best one out of they got to keep that going.
Oh, I agree with you, Perp. And here's the thing. Sony is now going to be under the microscope because basically from the gist of what I'm gathering from this article here, and I'm just going to stop sharing, but you guys get the idea. This article has been out on hundreds of channels. We're just going to give our own spin on it. And here's the 411 as far as I'm concerned. This could be a good thing. This could be a bad thing. Because the good points is this doesn't break continuity, okay? They don't screw us over with everything they set up in the second movie. You can have all that. And from what I'm gathering from reading, it sounds like Marvel is going to be more open to loaning out some things to Sony, which means that you could see a Spider-Man in a Sony movie played by Tom Holland that will have references to the MCU.
How much you want to bet that this Spider-Man, they're going to come out and say this eventually and say he's pansexual?
Oh God.
Oh God.
So then you're saying
Spider.
he'll be actually fucking a real black cat then?
Spider sexual. There we go.
Oh.
Or
boy.
not, they'll just make him bi or some shit. Like,
He's only attracted to potted plants.
he'll be bi.
But yeah, I mean, I think that this could be a good and a bad thing. Like, I like how Sony does their own thing with these movies. I don't like the fact that Disney might have things that are slipped in there in the name of keeping continuity. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know what they'll use or how they're going to cross these two over. It does sound like, though, Sony doesn't want to break their continuity they've established, and they know that. So it could also be a thing, as Geekicidal Tendency said, where it's the world's greatest troll job. Because they wanted everyone talking, they got everyone talking.
But you see how much of a problem like having a shared universes have just like caused, because now you gotta like worry about not messing with your continuity, and you know what I'm saying, certain directors can't do certain things.
Yeah, that's what makes. See, this is what makes, and it both hurts and harms these kinds of movies. It makes them great because let's be real, Kevin did something that no other franchise in history has ever done, and connected like 21 movies together. That's an amazing achievement. You can never take that away from that man. No matter what you feel about Captain Marvel or Thor: The Dark World or any of these subpar MCUs, he did something no one has ever done. Ever. Just think about that. Like, no director or anyone who oversees something has made a project this ambitious actually work. But here's the flip side to that. Now you got to keep that continuity because that's what fans expect.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he had the 20-year plan, but the big question was what happens after? And that is the really, really interesting question. What happens after? And now you've included Spider-Man. Well, now, good or bad, if Sony missteps in their universe, you are tainting your own universe, because now, like it or not, both of them are going to be connected. So that puts demand on Sony to make good movies, and it puts demands on Disney to
good
make
luck.
good movies.
They should really just call the third movie Spider-Man Exposed. It makes sense. Like,
Oh God.
Yeah, just have everybody coming for his head. Like, I think that's what the third movie should be. It's just all different type of villains, just trying to.
And Mark F, I agree with you. Screw Captain Marvel. Watch some of my videos on Brie Larson. You'll know how I feel about that chestnut. Pun intended.
Yeah, Captain Marvel 2 is definitely going to be a team up or something like that. They're going to have somebody else in there because, she can't carry a movie by herself.
No.
And I'm not gonna lie here. Cyber brought up a great point. Let's all put our tinfoil hats on. Pretty weird that we read the Inverse article last night where I promoted the Chaos website that Sean Stackhouse and Chris Knight work on. Go check it out. Shameless plug. But they were talking about that Inverse article, and in the Inverse article, they were basically saying that the speculation about Spider-Man helping out Captain Marvel's image was a bunch of bullcrap, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yet they scrambled to make this deal with Sony work out to keep Spider-Man in the MCU. And then they worded it that he will be appearing in other MCU movies. Now, I mean, I like to consider myself a person who looks at facts here. Look at the end of Avengers Endgame and how they were clearly setting up some kind of dynamic between Captain Marvel and Tom Holland. I'm not making that shit up. It's in the movie. Like,
oh, you mean the thing that everybody memed as like a sexual relationship?
No, that
Wait,
can't
what?
happen though because
That happened. That was
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah.
It was a stupid funny meme though. They did a lot of Pornhub memes. With
Oh my
it.
God.
I'm not
Oh,
kidding.
okay, all right. Let's keep it
No,
PG-13.
no, it was just
Bad
like you know
dog.
they threw the
Yeah.
no, they just like no, I'll tell you, they just threw like the Pornhub logo at the end of it. That's what happened.
Jesus, disclaimer already. We're
Hilarious.
30 minutes in.
Hey, it was allowed on the server I moderate, which is a fucking partnered server, so it's
my.
fine.
They're like, please
Much
love
fun.
this woman.
Oh my goodness. I don't even care if I was getting paid an absorbent amount of money and let's just say it was part of a certain hub. I would have to definitely I don't want to use the term swallow my pride. That seems inappropriate.
Yeah, but that was a meme, and like people put like it was like a YouTube link. That's all it was.
But I mean, so let's put on our tinfoil hats and I'm gonna go down the line. Cyber, you've pretty much already answered this. So Squirrel, I'm gonna skip over to you. Do you think that this was a play by Disney that they want to soften Captain Marvel's image?
Oh, hell yeah.
And that we're gonna see Spider-Man appear in the Captain Marvel 2 movie? Or like Perp said, do you think it'll be like a Captain Marvel 3 that'll show up?
Yeah, I think they're trying to like cushion her appearance and make her like more likable by pairing her up. I think that's what they're going to try to do, is try to pair her up or throw her into different like franchises.
I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you exactly what they're about to do. They're about to cuck Spider-Man, and just it's gonna be terrible. I hope people are happy, yo, because if that is true, and they're saying they want Spider-Man and Captain Marvel 2, you thought because she is the most powerful, like quote unquote most powerful Avenger. So you know what I'm saying.
Shit.
Spider-Man's gonna look like a scrub compared to her. Like they're just gonna overhype the shit out of her powers.
That's gonna, if they do that, that'll totally ruin it. That's like
That's
burning
fine.
it down. Just burning down Spider-Man. Oh, please go ahead. See how that works out, Marvel, you assholes.
You thought Vegeta got hoed. Watch what they do with Spider-Man.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say too, tonight, guys, strap in because I got a lot to talk about. I don't know how long I'm gonna go for because I've got a lot to say. I didn't know exactly where I was going, but I knew I was gonna end the weekend strong, and I'm coming out swinging because I'm gonna be honest, and I'm just gonna give you a preview of my rant. Fuck Disney. That's where I'm at right now. These crooked, corrupt motherfuckers. And I'm gonna no, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna put a lid on it, but I'm also going to play a video of one of my favorite people in this whole world. If I could shill for a person, this would indeed be the person that I'd shill for. See, at my company I'd shill for, which is the greatest of all time, the DC universe. If you don't get it,
Shit is pretty lit right now.
Highlight what PB said. Highlight what PB just said.
But I'm going to definitely show a video because I want to share it with everyone, and we're going to watch it. And unlike my shilling where I destroy these biased, two-faced reviewers that call themselves the top critics, this one I'm going to give praise to because a lot of points that this individual brings up, I share as well. And it got me more angry the way they worded certain things and thinking about how truly messed up Disney is, how truly messed up this company is. And here's the irony of it, folks. Here's the irony. They stamp being a family company, but let's look at their track record, okay? They won't even lease out a character for a young man who died of cancer. Just think about that for a second. This is a heartless, soulless beast that is just eating everything. They claim the box office. They release movies side by side. This, folks, I'm not going to say is a monopoly, but they damn sure are dominating the landscape of cinema. And they're doing it underhandedly and disgustingly. And they hide behind being a family company. That's the most sickening part of it.
Really quick, geekicidal tendencies from chat said, Zod, there was never ever a scramble to keep S-Men in the MCU, but the marketing department made us think that there was. Genius. I would have loved to have been in the room when this was pitched. Excuse me.
Yeah. I meant
Yeah,
to say
you know-
something with the softening her character up, and it just kind of went on. But the only thing that'll soften up her character is if they make her the classic Ms. Marvel that she was before they completely changed her to Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and I just want to adjust that question. I 100% agree. And you know what? I have no issues with Sony. To be honest with you, I've always enjoyed the Sony movies. And now that's not popular. I loved Venom. I don't care who disagrees or agrees with me. I personally love Venom. I love Tom Hardy. I think he's an awesome actor. And I like the movie personally. Now people didn't like it, whatever. I don't care. I love Venom, and I loved Into the Spider-Verse. Not as much as John Campea. That show, that's a different level of crazy.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it was the best movie of the year, but it was very entertaining. I thought
Yeah.
they did the character justice.
Yeah, I liked Venom too because Venom was an asshole. That was hilarious. He was a fucking asshole, just Hardy.
As he should have been.
Yeah. And Tom Hardy
And,
stayed a piece of shit throughout the whole movie. He wasn't like, like all other hero movies where he's, it's kind of a piece of crap and then, he gets up later and redeems himself and he's all clean and stuff. No, he's consistent piece of crap.
Mm-hmm. In the chat, there was a comment. I'm trying to go all the way back here. Pop Culture PB said they are pairing her with Spidey to give her an ass.
Yeah, I said highlight that
Yeah,
one.
we all know
later.
Tom Holland will have that ass in the relationship.
And then the conversation went on. Mark had made a comment that Captain Marvel presents a serious continuity problem. She's so OP, she doesn't need anyone else. Honestly, the rest of the Avengers can just hang up their capes at this point and just let her do it all.
You know what? You know, it would be a dope scene though to have in Captain Marvel 2. Just have her sitting there reflecting on the on Endgame, right?
Mm-hmm.
And show a flashback of her just getting punched. That would just
that'd actually be a good character development. Her realizing she got easily defeated.
Whoa, hold on a second. Don't throw those words that make sense around Cyber.
Character development.
Oh my God.
Development.
Stop it.
Character development.
Character development? What? Disney hasn't been fostering that in Star Wars for how long now?
Right.
Geekocidal Tendencies has a super chat. What's the difference between a movie critic and a movie reviewer? That is a very good question.
Wait.
A movie critic or someone who critiques a movie is like a Cisco and a Ebert. They are getting paid. Their sole purpose, their job in life is to review the film and critique from a non-biased, objective standpoint. That means, folks, in case you're wondering and you see all these shills out here who put their own spin on it, that is not critiquing, okay? That's giving their opinion. A critiquer is supposed to tell you the aspects of a film, lighting, camera, dialogue, the flow of a story, things like that. A movie reviewer would be someone like any of us who review movies. We just are not, we don't have the press passes and the credentials technically, and we're just giving you our thoughts and our opinions on a film. Would you guys agree that with all that? Everyone on the panel.
I agree.
Yeah.
What about you, Squirrel? Any more insights into that?
I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I hit a new point. I'm like, this is all, there's so much melodrama. So it's so much. I honestly think that they're just trying to maneuver a lot of this stuff. This whole Spider-Man leaves the MCU, doesn't leave the MCU. The Sony and Disney fighting is entertainment to me. I'm like, fuck them both. Sony especially can fuck themselves.
Oh, yeah, I think this is the world's greatest. This is the world's greatest troll job ever. I think that this was definitely good setup, and I think that this definitely did its job to get everybody talking. So, yeah, I mean, this is ridiculous, and I've said it. I've said my piece on that. I'll get back to Disney later because I got more to say about those.
You're holding back. I can hear it in your voice.
Oh, yeah, the rant's good. The rant's gonna be coming. I'm saving that for the Star Wars section of it after I do my show and tell. But for right now, we're gonna show and tell something hilarious just to hit my topics tonight. We're gonna talk about a tropical storm that changed genders. Tropical storm.
What?
Yep.
Are we really about to talk about this? What is this?
Oh.
Karen needs to speak to the manager.
Good morning to Slasher McSplitter, who's in chat. Hi, Splasher.
It's good, Slash.
What's up, Slasher? Yes. So people, if you didn't know, there was a debate about this tropical storm coming. The SJWs got in a tiff, so everyone made hilarious memes and stuff.
Fucking. I want to see your manager.
They decided to name it Tropical Storm.
It's man.
This is the SJW storm, and like most SJWs, it starts off strong and then it sputters out.
Jesus, so great.
I'm gonna read this, and it says, "Karen's transition."
What the fuck?
To a tropical depression offered even more material for jokes. Tropical depression, Karen's forecasted
Tropical depression?
weakening. What's that?
Tropical depression? What the fuck?
Yeah, so let me pull this up. That's when a storm. I'm not a meteorologist, but I assume that the storm loses its it starts dying down before it actually touches land.
That should just sound crazy.
So here it is right here, and people were going, "Oh, it's gonna be a big storm," blah blah blah, and it started dying out. And apparently there was a whole big thing about it where the SJWs got upset and they wanted the storm to be gendered. And they were saying, why do all the storm names why are they male? And I'm sitting here thinking to myself,
they flip them back and forth, you morons.
Sorry. To myself, I'm like, you're getting pissed off because they are not calling a tropical storm a female's name. Now, I don't know about anyone who's female, but wouldn't you find that insulting if someone says, "Oh, tropical storm Helen is heading up the east. She is such a bitch. Look at her take out everything. I hate Helen. What a bitch. Just awful. Awful. It might be that time for her. Look at how angry she is." Is that what they want? I don't understand why so many people got pissy because they were claiming the last two storms had male names. I'm like, I don't know how they pick the names. I feel like they just take a giant hat, throw a bunch of names in there.
So they want more storm equality.
Oh my god, these people. Oh my god. They're idiots. Actually, really quick from Pop Culture PB, he did have a comment. He said Captain Marvel is what Tony was talking about. She was up there protecting. She is the shield that they need so they can go home like Tony already has. There you go. Okay.
I felt the sorrow in PB's voice. If you guys don't know, PB's favorite hero for some unknown reason, most overrated, likes Iron Man. So, spoiler if you haven't seen it because it's a $3 billion movie, so I'm guessing you have, but Tony doesn't make it. And he's been in mourning ever since.
I liked Iron Man before it was cool. All right. So he was my favorite before it was cool.
I like what Mark F says in the chat. Tropical Storm Pat, the first gender fluid storm. that would be a good use of gender fluid.
When will PB come in here? Because he's trying to shit talk you in the comments, but I think it would be better
I know,
if he
I'm
was in here.
ignoring
When
them
he's
because
done-
he has to shit talk me here or it doesn't count.
He's out there fighting black bears. That's what he's doing.
So this is a good question from Geekocidal Tendencies. Maybe Squirrel, you can answer this because you're better with this storm stuff than me. What's the difference between a tropical storm and a hurricane?
Oh, well, usually it's the miles per hour of the winds and also the pressure. So the pressure starts to drop and the storm increases in strength. So like you'll see the millibars dropping, right? And so it's just a fine line between each category. I went through Andrew back in the 90s when I was young, and that was some bullshit. So if you get a category 5 run, and I feel terrible for the Bahamas, what they're going through over there is absolutely horrific.
That's why the East Coast is the best coast. All we gotta do is deal with snow. If you get caught out in snow, you're fucked.
Amen to that, though. I do agree with you, Perp, there.
All you gotta do is stay
that bullshit.
That's all you have to do is shovel your driveway if you have a driveway, clean off your car, and go back to fucking side and chill. Disaster over.
Right. Excuse me.
So yeah, I mean,
earthquakes.
oh yeah, and then those crazy Californians with their earthquakes. You know, I always thought about the concept of an earthquake. You know, with a snowstorm, with a tropical storm, things like that, you can run inside your house and, you know, kind of wait it out, hope for the best, that kind of a thing. But
I'm not reading that super chat there, PB, because I can read that. Jackass. I'm not reading that.
Oh my goodness. Disclaimer. Super chat. Fighting blacks in the dark is tough. You can see them till they smile.
Isn't this stream
them,
technically an adult stream or whatever?
God, I hope so. I haven't been checking my.
Then you don't need to say disclaimer because people already said okay when they click the I wish, understand, and wish to proceed.
Yeah, if you are proceeding in the fandom zone, buckle up. That's not going to be the first disclaimer probably I drop. But yeah, you know, I'd like to say when I think about earthquakes, man, just think about the fact that earthquakes suck because literally they suck you underneath the earth. And how do you run away from that?
You don't.
go in your house.
Fuck a earthquake. A sinkhole?
Like, God, yeah.
Well, here's the thing about California: they have earthquakes, but they live on a fault line in a fucking desert.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you live there?
That's great. Oh, we're in Hollywood. I'm just like, yeah, you guys can keep that nonsense.
Right.
It's no rain. Yeah, there's no rain there, and you had several droughts because you're in a fucking desert.
Yeah. So you know, I hate snow. I'll be the first one to admit, but I'll take snow over like looking outside and seeing like a tropical storm or a giant flood or like.
Does anyone really like snow? I mean, I've lived in Minnesota my whole life. Snow's a fucking bitch, but yeah, I'd prefer it over a lot of this other shit. A lot of other shit.
Or a volcano that just erupts. And it's just, like, no, that shit is crazy. Like, you need to go.
All I gotta say, what was that city in Rome? Wasn't that Pompeii?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look what happened to Pompeii. They showed the ashes. Then people were running. They were.
Now you can go up and see the ash bodies that have been there since the eruption.
Nah.
Yeah. They crystallized. That's great. That's
the only thing. That's one of the reasons I want to go there. I want to see that because it look interesting.
What is it?
I want to go and see that cyber. So I'm reminded why the fuck I'm not over in those places.
I want to pitch that to FX for American Horror Stories next season. Call it American Horror Story Pompeii.
That would be a great
That's
one.
all they need to do. Yeah, they don't need to have killers for a horror story. No, you just need freaking natural disasters.
Yeah, it'd be fucking. You just put a comedic spin on it and shit. It'd be funny.
Super chat from the Senate. I've only seen snow in one place in Texas.
Oh,
Yeah, and then they shut down the whole fucking state.
right.
Yeah.
It's just like a little
Oh,
dust stain,
God,
and they
you
shut
haven't
down the
really
whole
seen,
fucking
like-
state.
I don't even know what part of Canada that is, but he says snow equals baby making time.
Oh Jesus.
That's the same thing in the Midwest, man.
Yeah. I gotta say,
Oh my
actually,
God.
I blame Harrison Ford for a lot of things because my time happened during Firewall. If you've ever seen that, Harrison Ford only ever got one angry letter from me, and it was for that movie because it was so
Harrison Ford is
terrible.
dead.
Click it off.
Kylo Ren kills him. He's dead.
It was so terrible that well, let's just say little dictator was conceived that evening. I'm pretty sure. So
Slasher McSplitter says
nasty.
Pompeii is really nice this time of year.
oh, Slasher. Oh man, the
It's really.
chat.
It gets really hot.
No.
Oh, that's hilarious. I don't know what PB was answering to, but I just gotta highlight it because he said the key words there. He said, they did that. It's called Sharknado. Now that I would pay to see. If we saw a Sharknado, I would go wherever this thing was, and I would literally be one of them idiot like hurricane chaser people. Only I'd be chasing Sharknadoes. Because that'd be, I mean, come on. How do you miss an opportunity to see sharks that defy any like scientific reason for being trapped in a
That shit
tornado?
ridiculous.
So yeah, that definitely be interesting. So I wanted to bring up something interesting. It's kind of maybe a cautionary tale to not piss off your neighbors. That's probably, hopefully, the only light we're gonna make of this article. Because it's actually a pretty dark one.
Why are they talking about socks on or right now? That's too much to know. I don't want to know about socks on or off. There's something
God.
There's
I
something
feel
going
like
on
we should just
in the
let
chat.
Y'all weirdos, man.
Well, anyone who's in the
Yeah,
fandom zone, it's a disclaimer. Jesus.
Don't get timed out.
God, my moderators are crazy. So I mean, God,
I'll time out a mod. Like,
Oh my God.
You never gave us the set rules for the moderation.
just as long as it doesn't get too crazy. You guys use your own judgment. If we start seeing like sacrificing goats or some shit, then maybe we want to start talking about people.
yeah, nobody. You can't have like a username that says 666 or 66 anything. No,
Don't be coming in with "I love Satan" and that bullshit, because I will personally time you out. No, man, I'm trying to get right with the big guy. So, ex-officer Amber Geyer testifies in wrong apartment murder trial. I was scared to death. Okay, I'm gonna say I respect the police department highly. I was in the military, and the police are essentially an extension of what we can't do here in the States. But it's stupid shit like this that gives those people a hard time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so we're gonna dive into this because I found this very interesting. The former Dallas police officer accused of killing an unarmed man in his house took the stand in her own defense on Friday, overcome with emotion, as she told jurors about the moment.
I'm laughing at the chat right now.
Yeah.
So
Tommy just wanted you to know that you're a villain school dropout, and then he repeated it repeatedly.
And the Senate loves Satan.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Oh no!
And then
I
also,
it all makes sense now. His name means Satan.
Tommy also wanted to add that Zod, everyone in Tommy says to Zod, everyone in this stream has had their IQ lowered because of you. Oh,
the love is real. See, I love the chat.
I feel smart.
They are so interactive, and they are all saying you guys are smarter based on me. I accept that. So Geyer walked into the apartment belonging to Botham Jean on September 6, 2018, allegedly believing it was hers. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. How do you walk into someone else's apartment and claim it's yours? Now, I've done this.
That's city people, man. City people are crazy. So I don't fuck with them like that. Like, nah, man.
Because
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I've done this drunk, but I never. I wasn't sober and turned my key and go, having a hard time with this. Let me just, kick the store in because it ain't working.
Really quick, Mad's Mama Bear is in chat. She says, walks in and sees the words sacrifice and bigger animal and contemplates leaving. Also,
yes.
Benzo is in chat as well.
Welcome, Benzo. Welcome, Matt's Mama Bear. It's just a chat messing with me as normal. Welcome to the Phantom Zone. Anyways, Geyer walked into an apartment belonging to, we're just going to say Jean, because I'm not going to struggle through these last names, for your amusement, on September 6, 2018, allegedly believing it was hers. Geyer was still wearing her police uniform.
Botham?
What's that?
Botham,
I believe, yeah. Wearing her police uniform when she fired 2 shots at Jean, who was eating ice cream at his unlocked apartment. You know what? LB would be very saddened by that part. I don't know why. Whenever I hear eating ice cream, I just think somewhere LB is being lonely right now. I think he's eating pizza today.
Yeah, fat fuck. At least he not eating something that's dry. It's dry pie eating it. It's like. Anyways, continue.
Geiger was fired from the Dallas Police Department weeks after the shooting. She is charged with murder. I'm so sorry, she said as she wept on the stand, her voice trembling. I never wanted to take an innocent person's life. Now, what I'm failing to understand is the guy didn't have a cell phone, a sandwich, something raising in a threatening manner. I mean, I'm trying to picture this in my head, Squirrel, Perp, Cyber, and I'm just drawing a blank. If you see someone in your house, or what you think your house is, because apparently you're not checking your door or your key when you try to go in, and they're at the table eating ice cream, and you're armed with a gun and you're in full uniform, is that going to inspire you to shoot the person twice?
Dude, I don't know. She just sounds like, I don't know, an overly attention-seeking fucktwat who obviously has some fucking problems, and I don't know.
Wait, were they in their actual house?
The person was in their house. She was in their house.
She came into their home.
So I mean, if it was my own home, and there's just, I mean, obviously I would pull something up because trespassing, but damn, I don't know, if it's somebody else's house, seems like you overreacted if you don't know. First thing I would do is like, oh, go in the house. So if they're sitting there doing nothing,
I
let's
think
check the address.
she had the
Also, if
intention
they,
of someone else though originally.
What
Wasn't
was
that?
that, Storm?
Those are fake tears right there.
Originally, I thought it was a mistake. She went to the wrong home looking to go after somebody, and it was a personal matter. And I think she just that's from what I remember initially when I read that story a long time ago. Like, well, not a long time ago, but like when it first came out, was initially she went to the wrong apartment, and that's what she originally told the police. And then
So
that changed, obviously, but yeah, interesting.
interesting. Very interesting. I wish he was the one with the gun that had killed me, she said,
Wow.
overcome with emotion.
God.
Senate, if you want to, this is my accent name right here.
hey,
This is
I'm
good
gonna
morning,
sound
DJ.
really bad right here. And Zod, you can say disclaimer if you want.
Good
Disclaimer.
morning to
If you wish he was the one with the gun that killed you, how come you haven't killed yourself yet?
Wow.
good morning.
Like
That's
Danny DeVito said, suicide is badass, and don't do this, kids.
Good morning, good evening to DJ Odyssey.
Good morning, DJ
I'm
Odyssey.
just making a point. Don't say that. Don't say that shit.
Oh my goodness, Cyber. Bad.
I have a very, very dark side.
Put the dog back in the cage.
I scared the crap out of my teacher when we realized how dark my humor was.
Oh my goodness. Geiger testified Friday that on the night of the shooting, she was tired from a long day. Now, Squirrel, that's interesting because you said the original story was she had a personal matter, right? And she ended up in the wrong apartment?
Yeah, something like that. Like, she had some kind of personal matter, and she said that she went into the wrong apartment. And then that story obviously has changed, but that's what I remember initially reading of what she was telling the cops, and it was all over the stories and shit. And I was like, well, it sounds like it was a personal thing, like something was going on at home. And was she on drugs? That's my question.
Yeah, because the only time I've ever stumbled into a wrong car, a wrong house, a wrong room is when I've been impaired. Never sober. So that's very interesting. And I was tired. She was tired from a long day. But you had enough sense to pull your gun and put two into someone's chest. Interesting. Very interesting. At work and mistakenly parked on the wrong. So she parked on the wrong floor. And then she went into the wrong building. This lady.
She probably on some dope.
You have the coincidence lottery of the year. You're gonna tell me you coincidentally parked in the wrong garage because they're not numbered. And I don't know about you guys, but I have a routine. When I go home, I have a certain spot. No one goes into that spot because they know when I come rolling in, that's my spot. Don't take it or I'm going to curse you out. I can't say the rest, but it's not going to be pretty, right? Damn you, perp. But I mean, so you have a routine. So you're telling me this one night you broke your routine. You parked on the wrong floor of the garage, I'm going to assume, and then happened to stumble into the wrong apartment? This is the most terrible defense strategy ever.
Sometimes in life.
Maybe you shouldn't defend yourself.
Oh, shit. Terrence, that was a good reference.
She said the parking floors at her apartment building were not clearly. Oh my God.
So sometimes in life you gotta just walk up into somebody's crib and shoot them. Like,
it's terrible.
And when they ask you, did I do that? Like,
I was tired. It was a long day at work.
You are the people that give law enforcement a bad name. Your stupid bullshit is why cops are looking bad, lady. You in that ridiculous dress.
Right. It's true.
She reenacted how she reached the apartment door with her backpack, lunchbox, and police vest in her left hand, and testified that she heard the sound of someone walking inside. When Geiger put the key into the lock that night, she said she noticed the door was cracked open. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. People in law enforcement, I don't believe leave the doors cracked open, or maybe the implication is it was cracked open because someone had made their way in. But if that was the case, there would have been like marks on the door where it had been broken or the lock had been tampered with. Because you're in law enforcement, you should know that.
I think she does this a lot. It seemed like this was a recurring thing until like she kind of fucked up or slipped, and she's like, they just caught a serial killer. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, it'll be interesting to see how many bodies that innocent face is buried.
God.
Like you go check her backyard or something like that if she has a backyard, or they just find a bunch of bodies and stuff. Like, god damn, like 20-something bodies. Like,
It's on her backyard. I was tired.
All minorities, like.
Oh
like,
God.
Like,
oh my God.
Something up.
Oh my. You know,
she just fucked up one like.
You know, this is all fishy. I'm sorry. I never like to make light, and I feel bad tremendously for the victim of this BS. But I mean, for this lady, I feel no sympathy because none of your story makes sense. None of it connects. It's like you've got a dot here and you've got a dot way up in the fucking sky, lady, and you're trying to make them work. I don't. Oh, dear Jesus. And that putting the key into the lock forced the door open to the dark apartment. Geiger said earlier she had experienced problems getting the door to lock completely at her apartment. Another convenience. Jean, an accountant for the international auditing firm PricewaterhouseCoopers. Oh, it all comes together. Auditing firm. Maybe there was motive behind this crime. Just saying. Was sitting on his couch. Look, he wasn't even doing anything threatening, okay? If your house is being invaded, they're going to be wearing a ski mask. They're going to be rifling through stuff, maybe going into another room. Not sitting on their couch eating ice cream.
DJ Odyssey says, hey, now she looks cute in that Barney-looking dress. And then, let's see here. Mads is having some phone issues.
Oh.
So how many times has her story changed?
Man.
That'd be interesting to track.
Several times, because usually when the story changes, it means you're guilty.
Right, and you're telling me she hasn't done this more than once? If she keeps switching up her story?
It's coming together, Perp. We might have a CSI panel on our hands here. We got this solved.
She's snitching on herself. Like
PB is in the back room.
Oh my. Okay, thank God you're checking. I'm on the other chat.
At least the pit bull.
What the fuck is going on?
What's up, Ginger?
Zod decided to do some drugs. All right, let's party.
No, we're talking about how an officer mistakenly parked on the wrong floor of an apartment building she's gone to every night, went into the wrong apartment, and shot a man eating ice cream, I assume watching television on his couch.
And I think
you should never shoot a man while he's eating ice cream. That's terrible.
That's a coward's way.
Instant felony conviction.
Oh, it gets better. Geiger said she saw the silhouette of a figure, so she pulled out her gun out and yelled at him. Let me see your hands. He probably was like going in for that second scoop of ice cream.
Oh, Jesus.
Let me
this
see
is
your
a sad
hands.
story. Yeah. It's depressing.
She said, let me see your hands. Let me see your hands, she shouted. She told the jurors the figure was moving around and she could not see his hands, and that the man was yelling, hey, hey,
Wait.
hey, in an aggressive voice. No, he was probably yelling, hey, why the fuck are you in my apartment?
Right?
She said, "Let me see your hands," and all she saw was ice cream.
Deadly weapon.
She saw a spoon and she's like, he's got a gun.
Hey
Oh,
man,
man.
who
shit's
here
terrible.
wants to die of brain freeze? That would be terrible.
Oh my god. That just went totally into a dark place. And it's out.
I love dark humor, man.
Like he lifted that ice cream up, and she was like, "Oh shit, man! He's gonna shove that down my throat, and it's gonna freeze my fucking head off. I gotta pull my pistol out and fire, bang bang." Wait, she shot a black
I was
man?
gonna get dark with Star
Yeah.
Wars. I had no clue
Yeah,
we
she
were
did.
gonna get dark
In
with
his
a
own
police
house.
shooting.
Oh.
That's what I was saying. PB, I was saying earlier. That's why I said she probably got a whole like backyard, if she has a backyard, or a place where she keeps all these dead bodies, and they're all minorities.
You like my rose bushes? You know? Yep.
Could be possible.
Geiger reenacted the next moment for the jurors, holding her right hand out as if she was holding a gun. Geiger said Jean was moving toward her when she fired. Jean was probably saying, hey, hey, I got ice cream. I got...
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Y'all gotta get it together, man. These white people crazy. Y'all can't tell me there's like no chemtrails, like the way people just be acting. Like this is not normal.
Wait,
It's all coming
so what
together
state
now.
was this in?
Dallas.
Oh, I just assumed it was in Florida.
Yeah, right.
Florida man.
No, it didn't start with Florida woman.
No, it doesn't. I was told that it doesn't matter. No matter if it's a man,
it's Florida,
woman, child, Kryptonian, it's just a Florida man.
That
Generation
didn't start
production.
Florida, man.
Generation
Her attorney
production.
asked why she fired.
Zod.
What?
Rude.
Generation Productions says, okay, guys, gotta go later. Sending love to everybody on there. Have a good night, Generation Productions.
See you, GP.
See, man.
GP.
And there's a super chat from the Senate.
Oh, there's some. Yeah. PB, you do these best. Read the super chat from the Senate.
Super chat from the Senate. Fire. I hope she rots in jail for the rest of her life and is forced to eat ice cream every second since she hates ice cream.
No. She's gonna have
Fucking
Kool-Aid on her
bitch.
lips.
Fire.
She's gonna have Kool-Aid on her lips.
Oh God. Oh.
No, Mark F did point out, no, if it was Florida, she would have ate his face off. True.
Oh God.
That's true.
Like, oh, I thought it was ice cream.
I wanted to highlight something sad face from Mark F. He says, here in Dallas, my neck of the woods. Sad emoji.
So, I mean, says, worst punishment, put her on a home detention with me in my bunny suit.
Oh, God. Okay, so
we talking like Easter Bunny? I hope so.
No, it's the
I hope it's not one of them furry things, man.
No,
I can't endorse that.
Christmas Story.
Oh.
Yes, that suit.
Oh, okay, good. Her attorney asked why she fired, and Geiger replied, I was scared he was going to kill me with his spoon. After shooting, Geiger realized.
Wait. She thought that he was going to cut her heart out with a spoon?
That would have took a couple minutes.
That would be so gruesome. I'm gonna use that for like a horror movie, yo. Like to see that, like call him the ice cream killer. Like he'll eat people like ice cream and like really dig into their skin with a fucking sharp ass like spoon.
I thought he would eat them like an ice cream cone.
What
just
movie
lick
is
the
that from?
shit
That's
out of
from
them.
isn't that from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves or whatever? With Kevin Costner?
What?
He said he's gonna cut his heart out with a spoon, and he's like, wouldn't you want a knife? He's like, no, I want a spoon because it's dull and it'll hurt more.
Yep. Wow,
that'd be so raw if I saw that in a horror movie. Like somebody just digging away at somebody with a spoon. Like, damn.
Is that the guy she killed?
What's that?
The dude to the left?
No, I think that's just the ad.
Oh, well, damn.
Oh,
That threw
Man,
me
damn
off.
it.
ads. Man,
That's what I thought.
I'm being
I was like, for
diverse.
sure, this was the black guy. Like,
that's
there's all kinds of black
bad
guys in
placement.
Dallas,
Oh my god, that poor dude. He's probably got people mourning him now. Oh well.
right?
He just happened
Or
to
it might
Everybody
be.
who read this is like, oh man, I can't believe that Jerry died.
Like, how could you kill somebody with a smile like that? Like,
Right? Like, he stands
Oh.
up, he holds up ice cream as a peace offering, and all you see is this beautiful smile,
what?
and you're like, no, motherfucker's got to go
Right.
down.
Click on that. Click on that more plus, please, beneath that photo.
This better not be porn.
I just want to see the description underneath it.
okay, this is a person.
Diabetes,
See, I'm telling you
Tommy.
right now. Is that the dude?
Is that the dude?
What's
Yeah, I
happening?
think
Why
it
is it
is.
not engaging?
I'm just interested to see because I know it just expanded it, but I wanted to know who's the victim. What's the name of the victim? Is that the victim?
Yes, right here.
Oh,
In
huh.
this February 27th. Wow, this is the person. February
Dude,
27th,
that's what I was
2014
thinking.
portrait provided by Harding University. Oh my
I
God.
thought
that
that
is
was
the-
an ad.
It says via AP, so I was like, well, wait a minute. That doesn't. That's just his university photo.
This is the
It's a
victim.
quality photo. It's a
Oh
quality
my God.
photo.
So it says via. I was like wondering. I'm like, well, that's a shitty fucking placement of ads.
Right?
But this
Oh
chick's
my
probably just gonna get a slap on the wrist.
Her.
This-
Are you like psychic? You just.
I know.
I had no
she-
clue
I
who it
remember hearing about
was.
like I didn't forget. I forgot what the dude's name was, but I remember them talking about like this chick that walked in this dude's house and killed him and shit. And whatnot.
Wow, that's eerie. So yeah, look at that smile. He looks really threatening. He definitely must be taken down. No one
And
should
that's the
see this
thing.
happen.
And that's the thing. If somebody holding a gun to you, you can't really smile because then they'll take that as like, oh, you think it's a joke? like, no, he's like, no, I'm trying to tell you, I'm not like, I'm trying to tell you, I'm friendly.
No, that he thought that was his home remedy for getting rid of the brain freeze, and he couldn't help but smile. And then he's like, "Oh fuck!"
But
He
that
was
shit, that
really
shit,
smiling when
that
he was
shit
having his
sucks,
ice
though, man.
cream. Man.
Like, I'm
All
always
jokes
smiling,
aside,
eating ice cream. How can you not be smiling and eating ice cream? And
So
then,
he had that smile on his face when he was having like his Ben and Jerry's or whatever the hell.
right?
But
After the
And then he thought he was going to have some young lady join him for some Ben and Jerry's, but she did not want to partake.
all jokes aside, though, that shit is crazy, though. Like,
Yeah.
people are insane.
Yeah.
People are-
Yeah, I mean, this person here, folks, does not strike me as someone who would be hostile. This, oh my goodness, this is bordering into making those leaps.
But I still think that this chick's done this before, and she just fucked up one time and just got she was slipping.
Yeah, well, you've been right about thus far, Perp. You might have this whole case solved.
Like, cause think about it. Like, she could just be good because she's a cop, so like, you know, they're easy. They could get into like spaces and stuff. Like,
She's a
somebody might
cop? I missed
Yep.
that part of the story.
Yep,
Mhm.
that was word for
Oh
word.
shit, that was at the very beginning. That must have been when I was getting my beverage.
Because she could probably be doing this all the time and just like probably killing people while they sleep and type shit. Because people do that. So, especially city
After
people.
wow, so let's dive in deeper. After the shooting, Geiger said she realized she was not in her own apartment and had no idea where I was at. So she went outside of the apartment door. The defense attorney played Geiger's emotional 911 call, in which she repeatedly said she thought she was entering her apartment. Geiger told the court she did a sternum rub on the victim, which is often performed by EMTs. I wanted him to keep breathing, she testifies.
Bullshit.
The state he
Wait
was
a minute.
in, I knew it wasn't good.
Wait a minute. So if you're a cop, right, and you know that you shouldn't use lethal force, right off the bat, if you don't feel like you're in danger, why didn't you just put like a bullet in his like leg or something like that, or this is what's kind of like just suspect about the whole story.
I mean, cops aren't trained to shoot in the leg.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't disagree with you, but as far as I know, they're not trained to shoot in the leg.
No, because sometimes the military goes for their shooting courses and it's center mass.
I mean, a better
Like, where
question
she
is,
shot
like,
to-
if she was off duty, why did she not have, if she had her gun, why did she not also have her taser or some type of taser gun or whatever the fuck, stun gun or whatever, whatever the other weapon is?
The
That's
British
non-lethal.
baton.
Why
Oh
did-
no, wait, we're in America.
Right. Like, why did she not have her other non-lethal weapon?
Not to
use in
mention,
this
too, her
scenario?
story doesn't track to me because when you do a poll, all right, the way she framed it was she had stuff in her left hand, right? And then she yelled, "Stop." Well, typically, police officers use
I
hand
ain't
motions.
fucking stopping if somebody's telling me to stop eating my ice cream. I don't want it to melt.
Oh, no. I agree with you. But I'm saying
Fuck
police
that.
officers,
Okay.
they use hand signals, right? So her free hand, because she never said she dropped the stuff in panic.
Right.
So I'm assuming in my mind she's still holding her vest and everything, her bag in her left hand. She uses her right hand to do the whole stop thing. He doesn't stop. Now, a one-handed pull, that as quickly as she describes it, does not sound.
And do a lot of off-duty cops rock like their vest? You said
Well,
she
I
had a
imagine if
vest.
they're coming home, they might have their vest bag. I would have assumed if it's a gym bag, she would have had the vest in the bag. Why was the vest out of the bag? I mean, a lot of the story doesn't make sense here. But during cross-examination, prosecutors accused Geiger of not giving Jean undivided attention for CPR. Well, I mean, she shot him twice in the chest, and I imagine if she's trained, she went for fatal shots, so not much you can do there. Geiger admitted to trying to perform a little CPR, but she said she kept getting up to figure out where she was and tell 911. Geiger also admitted to stopping CPR to text her married police partner and lover to come help. Oh,
This chick, she look like a crackhead. I'm sorry. I think you don't know where you're like you have to be under the influence of something,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Did they do any like alcohol blood tests or whatever and shit on her?
No, let me read on and see. Geiger also
Maybe.
testified that she didn't take her first aid kit out of her backpack to use, and said she did not have any blood on her uniform or shoes. During cross-examination, Geiger said she could have called for help on her radio or backed out of the apartment instead of reaching for a gun. Speaking softly, she admitted her intention was to kill Jean when she pulled the trigger.
Hey, really quick, Mark F has added on, number one, that she was a rookie cop. And that's one thing he mentioned earlier. But also, he goes, I'm still wondering how she ended up in his apartment. Does she not leave her apartment locked? Does her key work on her apartment?
Yeah, and to answer your question, Mark, early in the article it said she had problems locking the door, which sounds like what she's being told to say. Because that's it. The whole
How do you
thing.
not know how to lock a door? Like that might
How
be
do you
something.
park it? I'm still at. How do you park at the wrong garage? On the wrong floor.
Tommy says hated the quick draw at the waist. LOL. I took 2 shots by extending like an old western.
None of her story makes any sense. Like
DJ Odyssey said, "What's CPR gonna do? Make the blood squirt more at that point?" Yeah,
correct.
And Mark F says heroin. That's a white people drug.
Dallas County Assistant Director Attorney Jason Hermes told the jury in his opening statement that Geiger fired so quickly she gave Gene no opportunity for de-escalation, no opportunity for him to surrender. She did some justify shit. Like, that's what Raylan would do. I'm sorry I'm watching every season of Justified, but I just think in my mind, because you see a lot of the cop procedures in that show, and I'm sorry, they even say it's hard as hell to quick draw. And if she's a rookie, she's not quick drawing. Okay, she's doing the two-hand standard police shot.
She wasn't doing the two-hand thing, Guy. She said she was holding stuff in the other hand.
Oh, my bad. She's like the world's greatest rookie. My mistake.
Correct.
If she was, she wouldn't have shot at an innocent man eating ice cream.
You never shoot anybody eating ice cream. That's like rule number 2.
It's like Captain Marvel's cousin. That's nice. She could do everything.
Bang, bang, rapid, Hermes said. Later, Hermes continued grilling Geiger. So, the prosecutor continued, you could have taken a position of cover and concealment. Yep.
Perp is back.
Oh.
I didn't even realize that he had died.
I never.
Welcome back.
And he has risen again.
I'm immortal.
Don't eat ice cream, Perp. Don't eat ice cream.
Yo, that sucks. Yo. You must be like, you just chilling, probably eating some Ben and Jerry's or some Blue Bunny, and somebody come up in your crib and start some bullshit. I'm like, yo, you're not gonna fuck up my time eating this ice cream. Like, I might have to fight back.
Test out whether that spoon will work.
Yeah, you can go all code orange on him.
Yeah, like what's gonna work, this gun or the spoon?
You're gonna get spooned to death. Oh my!
So let's see which one's faster.
She's a rookie. How's she? Oh. Anyways, I'm on fire tonight. Had you done one of these things, Mr. Gene probably would be alive today, right? Answer the question. I'm sorry, I added my own flair to that. Hermes said Geiger appeared to be planning a rendezvous with her police partner and lover, who's cheating, by the way. I mean, just sidebar. And Hermes showed the jury text messages Geiger sent her partner moments before the shooting and argued during that communication. Geiger became distracted and confused about where she was. See? Affairs, man. That's what happens. In the last 10 minutes of Bo's life, Amber Geiger made a series of unreasonable errors and unreasonable decisions and unreasonable choices. Hermes said, defense attorney Robert Rogers denied that Geiger was planning a rendezvous that night with her partner, calling the prosecution's assertion speculation. No, because the first person she called was her partner instead of 911. So you're wrong, Guy. Rogers, in his opening argument, described the configuration of the apartment complex where Geiger had lived for about 2 months as a confusing place.
Oh my god. Matt's,
floors.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Matt's Mama Bear had a question. She goes, what kind of ice cream is worth shooting someone? Oh, dude. That's a great question. Because I know.
All right.
I said Blue Moon.
Everyone will go down the line. Name your favorite ice cream.
Oh, shit.
Ben and Jerry's.
I said Blue Moon.
Or
I was like saying like flavor or something, like mint.
Cherry Garcia.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
I said mine.
Half-baked.
What was
I like
yours?
half-baked.
Mint.
Oh, right.
Mint. Mine's
Just mint?
It can be mint chip, but I like mint.
yeah, I'm on board with that. Baskin Robbins, the chocolate mint chip one.
Oh,
Very odd. I don't understand people that like mint chocolate chip because like mint and chocolate to me just doesn't go together. I don't know. It's just
Yeah,
weird.
but when you
Yeah,
put
but
them
you're
together,
weird.
No,
when you put them together, it's glorious.
How dare you? How dare you?
I don't like
Throw
I
some
don't
nuts
like
at 'em,
brownies
squirrel.
in with mint. Brownies in
Yeah.
with mint is not that great. Some people
No.
really like the brown. No, it's got to be like chips, and the chips can't be like
Big.
big or like super like chocolatey or anything. It's just got to be like a little bit of chocolate.
I
It
like.
only
Yeah.
tastes good in ice. It only tastes good in ice cream form for
Oh,
me.
I like
I've had like the
Oreos,
mint.
cookie dough, and what was the other one? Brownies, all up in my ice cream. That's where it's at. I like all chocolate type sweet shit. None of that
Well,
fruity,
Perp,
tooty
Yeah,
shit.
I don't like fruit.
you don't like the grape Kool-Aid ice cream that DJ Odyssey's
No,
talking
I was
about?
just
no,
gonna
no,
say, fucking
PB. No, I
terrible.
don't.
Anything with fruit
Like,
and chocolate's
are you
nasty.
sure you don't like it? It's grape Kool-Aid.
No.
Oh,
Oh my goodness! Disclaimer.
what?
Dropping that all.
I'm just asking Perp if he likes
You
grape
know what,
Kool-Aid.
PB?
What are you? What is your problem? I thought that people from New Jersey like grape Kool-Aid.
No.
Jesus
No,
Christ.
no, not at all.
Oh yeah. Matt's Mama Bear says cookie dough. Yes, Perp. How about the chat? Like who? Hey there, Gary North. How are you, sir?
Hello,
Good to
Gary.
see you, Gary.
But, like,
Let me
the
finish
chat
this up because we got
says-
a little bit ways to go, and then we'll go down the chat's ice
Okay.
cream selection.
Everybody make your selections.
While I'm reading this, you got a lot of time, so make your selections.
Well, we since LB's not here, I could say that he probably just likes vanilla, since it's like he is basic. So,
No, it's strawberry.
oh well, still basic.
Poor LP. He's right now. He's like, why are my ears like bothering me?
He's like, I'm eating my lonely pizza, and I sense a disturbance in the force. Investigators later learned that 93 tenants had unintentionally parked on the wrong floor when they're dumbasses, Rogers said. He said another 46 tenants who lived on the 2 floors where Geiger and Jean had resided had gone to the wrong apartment and placed a key in the door, but hadn't gone in because your key wouldn't open the door. Never mind, we're gonna get through this.
No more
Mark
lucky doors.
Lipscomb, that's a fairly interesting name, 31, an attorney at Dallas law firm, lived on the 3rd floor of the apartment complex and testified that he had unknowingly walked into the wrong apartment one night thinking it was his own. Wow, you all are in the shittiest apartment ever constructed.
Yo, that just reminds me of what movie was that? Where he's like, "This is not where I parked my." You're a trip. He's like, "This is not where I parked my car."
Yep. There's a lot of that going on, apparently. I just opened my door, and it turns out, was walking into the 2nd floor apartment that was at the same spot as mine on the 3rd. He testified on Friday, adding that it wasn't until he came face to face with a woman inside of the apartment that he realized he was in the wrong one. He also testified that he parked on the wrong floor of the apartment or complex's garage about 10 to 12 times. Wow. You need a GPS, bro. He said he would walk down.
How does the
hall.
GPS tell you what floor you're on, guy? If you're on if you're in a building and you're on the 100th floor or the 1st floor, the GPS is still going to tell you you're in the same fucking spot. Are you kidding me right now, villain?
I'm a villain.
God damn
I'm calling the
it.
cops right now. No kidding. Oh, she might actually already be in your house.
Oh, Jesus. Good thing I'm at the school.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man. Let me tell you, if someone walked into our house, the first thing we have is swords, knives, bow and arrows, guns, shit like that. And my mom has a giant machete underneath her bed. This shit would end like Rambo. I just let you know right now. And then my mom would call the cops and be like, "Oh shit, I stabbed someone who had mistakenly come in my house. Good luck, you'd have to find our fucking house."
Or it could be like some Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. No spoilers,
Yep.
but
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He said he would walk down the hall until he reached what he believed to be his door, then put the key in. Sometimes a red light would blink, at which point I'd realize I'm at the wrong apartment. Lipscomb testified. There's lights! There's a red light! Okay. Jessica Martinez, 31, who lived on the third floor of the complex, testified Friday that she often had problems getting her key, FOB, to work.
Fob.
Thank you.
FOB.
That's all right. I broke it down. I said that. To work. That she had often found non-residents in the apartment's pool area and stairwells. She recounted one incident in which she said she was home on my couch and I heard my key noise, and then the door opened and this man came inside. The man was holding a key. Martinez
Oh, I thought
said.
you were going to say the man was holding an ice cream.
He probably
She
was.
said-
He may have been.
Really quick. I don't mean to interject, but I want to get him before he goes to bed. Mega Jetty 1 super chat. He said he got done with his stream with Jesse Milestone of Mindless Entertainment. It went great. Sorry, I can't stay. I got to go to bed. But here's a like, you filthy animals. Oh, thank you very much, Jeffrey.
Thank you, Mega Jetty.
I hope everything went well tonight for you, sir.
He walked outside and sniffled to an apartment next door and used the key and entered to enter that home. So, wow, just wow. I don't know what. First off, who constructed this apartment building? Okay, not giving her stupid
First off,
story.
Did
credence.
people tell us what ice cream they like?
Oh yeah. Did we get a bunch of ones on that? Let's go back in the chat. Okay, so cookie dough, Sour Patch ice cream.
Oh no! Ew. Oh,
Oh,
that was that Dairy
Yuck.
Queen thing.
Ugh.
Knew somebody who
That
really liked
sound
Sour
good.
Patch. They're like, "Hey, I want to try it," and then they try it, and they're like, "Yeah, no."
Bad choices were made.
Bad choices were made for them that day.
Let's see. Mark F says Brahms Old Fashioned Banana Split, also acceptable Black Forest Sunday.
Ooh,
That
yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
I'm scrolling here.
Yeah, isn't the old-fashioned banana split is chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry?
Yeah.
I thought, is it? I don't know. I thought that was Neapolitan.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I don't fuck with
No,
no.
it's a scoop of each. It's a scoop of each.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
fuck with no
That was
banana
just classic
split.
vanilla. My bad.
Rocky Road, a classic. Like that.
Matt-
Yeah.
Matt's Mama Bear says find cookie dough, lemon, or vanilla bean.
Lemon.
Yeah, lemon's good. I will go for that.
Lemon ice cream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not as bad as it
Interesting.
sounds. Or even like a sherbet isn't too bad. Or
And the
Great.
Senate, speaking of sherbet, the Senate says cookies and cream and rainbow sherbet. LOL.
rainbow sherbet.
Ice cream cakes are fire.
Oh, dude, Carvel ice cream cakes, man.
Yeah, I eat the whole thing.
I didn't
Matt
know that
said,
qualified.
Sorry, Matt did say Wolf Paws ice cream. I'm not
That's
sure.
I don't know what that is. Is that a
Is that a
Canadian
brand?
thing?
Or is that an actual flavor, Matt? I don't know. Good question.
I never heard of it.
Wawa is fire. They got some.
Wawa makes an
Wow.
ice cream.
She says
Well, they
it's
make
ice cream.
milkshakes.
She says it's ice cream with fudge and brownies.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Brownies.
Pineapple ice cream, bitches. That's what the Senate said.
Oh man, I'm about to go
No.
to
Waffle.
7-Eleven.
Waffle ice cream, DJ Odyssey. Waffle ice cream, is that pieces of waffle mixed together with something?
Yes.
Or do they mix in like the flavored batter?
Oh, damn.
Would y'all ever eat jalapeno ice cream?
No.
I have, and it's not worth it.
Or
Oh, it tastes good, they
wasabi?
said.
Or like wasabi ice cream?
Okay,
Soy
so
sauce.
Oh,
Um,
God.
now that we got our ice creams out, I'm gonna segue into what my main talk was gonna be at the beginning of the program. But now is a good time. We got 13 people watching, and I'm gonna play this video from a hero of mine, and then afterwards,
music.
no, but it's from someone everyone knows.
You're playing a video of John Campia?
Oh, you son of a bitch! No, there's not enough emotional weight. No, it's gonna be from someone I don't consider a show because this is.
You said a hero of yours, didn't you?
Wait. Before you go into that, did y'all see that porno they're making about Captain Marvel? That shit.
God damn it, no.
Cyber, no. See, the dog started this shit. Now it's coming back to haunt us.
Oh my god!
It was just like a fucking. It was just a fucking picture at an end of a YouTube video that people threw around. Perp is going farther into it.
Perp is gonna make this thing a reality. So it's gonna be like, that's a great idea. Let's get Big Bros on this. They're being sponsored.
She's gonna catch Thor's hammer, right?
Oh my god.
DJ Odyssey's interested. Brie Lawson video? Brie Lawson?
Okay, we're gonna steer off that. I'm gonna play this
taking
video
fist from Thanos.
The first one to give my thoughts and feelings on this because I have a lot to say. So, I'm just gonna share the video.
He's gonna give his thoughts and feelings first because he's in charge.
Oh, George Lucas. Is this George Lucas crying?
Oh,
no.
No. The whole video is just him crying.
Crying in the corner.
Oh, it's this video.
Oh,
okay.
can we make it? Can we do a shilling of General Zod next time with this guy? Also,
yeah.
We're gonna make fun of you for shilling for this guy.
Can we pause it and see? Look how still he looks. A grown ass man with a Star Wars cape.
Oh my god!
But
I swear to God, he's drunk in this video.
Right.
But yeah, I'd be drunk too. He states a lot of good facts here, and then I'm gonna give my opinion afterwards. So here we go.
There's no idea the video he's gonna make in a few short years, which is this video. So Bob Iger's come out with a book. What's it called? I don't know the name of the book. Bob Iger, My Journey, or something.
Yeah.
Bob Iger, My Farts Smell Like Roses. I'm sure.
Wait, are we
it's
going to
called
wait
that.
through the whole 15 minutes of this?
The chapter again. I don't know the name of the chapter,
don't
so
know.
we'll just call it that.
I hope
But
not.
fuck George Lucas. We made him smile at our faces at Star Wars Celebration. Again, not called that. I'm making shit up.
This
But next part I'm not-
channel will get tagged for copyright
Bob Iger, who's
content.
CEO, for you who don't know, he's the guy who owns the Monopoly board. He's that kid you don't want to play with because you're like, you own everything. Fuck you. Anywhere I land, I'm screwed. Bob Iger straight up says George Lucas felt betrayed by what they did with Star Wars. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put a link below where you can read the snippets, the paragraphs, get the gist. Basically, they were like, "Hey, Lucas, all right, we're buying this, and oh yeah, we'll keep you around."
Yeah, Zod wants to get Jeremy John's gist.
Joke about that
What?
back in the day when Disney bought it. It was like, "Oh, they're keeping him on as a consultant. Yeah, they're just gonna push him to the back with a box of crayons. They're like, yeah, stay over there." Feel bad now. I was being a dick. It's what I did back then. Here we go is George Lucas when he was selling Star Wars to Disney for $4.5 billion or something. It was like 4 to 4.5. Point is, $4 billion is in there. He had outlines for episodes 7, 8, 9, and they were like, "Sweet, George, we will take those into account." We're totally not taking those into account. What he wants us to do and what we have to do are two very different things.
I honestly want to know what the outlines were. But I heard it's not that far off of what they're doing.
The idea is Lucas felt betrayed. That's what he said. If your argument is, well, this stuff happens all the time in movies, you're right, it does. There are contracts and handshake agreements, and then people who don't follow through with those handshake agreements because the contract says they don't have to. The funny thing is, though, the fact that Bob Iger even has this in his book. Like, whose brilliant idea was this? Is it his? It just shows the disconnect between him and the rest of humanity. Was it like, all right, we need to get people jacked on Star Wars. So, all right, Bob Iger, release your book now where you kind of look like a dick when it comes to George Lucas and the deal. That'll get people thinking about Star Wars. That's a dumb PR move if that's what it was. In the end, I think it boils down to the fact that he doesn't think he looks like a dick. And he totally does. I feel like in Bob Iger's mind, who I can't read, I don't know the guy, I don't know his actual mindset, but the fact that he even released this thing is him going, but I didn't break the contract, so I don't look like an asshole, right? Right? Look what the law says. Bill Burr has a great bit about that.
I'm sick of that shit. That's what the law says. 100 years ago, I could beat you with a fucking mop handle and be like, well, that's what the law says. Doesn't make us right.
Right. Just because you can do it because the contract says doesn't mean you're not an asshole if you do that thing. And George Lucas is no dummy, right? Like, he knew that it was a handshake agreement, that they were under no obligation to use his stuff. I also get that. The fact is, like, if you don't think they were assholes through this whole thing, if you don't think they're being complete douchebags, if you don't think they're shitheads, then you can't ever think your boss is being an asshole for anything boss-like or business-related that your boss does, legally speaking. Like, here's a scenario. All right, it's your anniversary. You ask for your boss to have your anniversary off, and your boss is like, promise you can have that. Well, you know what? Have the weekend off. Go on that trip that you've planned with your wife or husband or whoever. And then when the boss is making the schedule, nah, you don't get that weekend off. You bought your tickets. Everything's ready and planned to go, but no, you got to work. Is your boss an asshole? Yes. More of an asshole than what Disney did with George Lucas? No. It's just an anniversary. There will be another one. So if you roll with Disney, you got to roll with any shithead boss you ever have without complaint. This is like the dick boss move of dick boss moves. But to me, it totally does show the disconnect. The fact that it's just so normal. Like, no, we'll just talk about it. So, like, that's Hollywood is not a hub of any higher morality. Hollywood is actually, they're douchebags. A lot of them, because they're snakes, they're sharks, they're piranhas. And the loud fish in that one small pond called Los Angeles, called Hollywood, they're what? The spearheads of higher morality online? Basically, it shows that the mindset of Hollywood is, it's not what you do, it's what you say. Because you can lie to a guy's face and be like, well, the contract says so, like a real piece of shit. But if we find out you tweeted anything edgelord or fucked up 10 years ago, words that don't actually hurt people, you will be fired because that's really harmful stuff. All right. On to lying to people's faces to obtain their intellectual property to make a buck. Yeah.
Oh, God.
What? Like, what? And the word is George Lucas wanted to delve deeper into midichlorians and the wills of the Force, the quantum level of the Force, or at least microbiology, which that might have been, who knows? Maybe it would have been shit. Maybe it would have validated midichlorians. Maybe it wouldn't have. But one thing I know for sure is we would have at least gotten something different. And at the very least, gotten a cohesive story that had a clear beginning and a clear end and a path getting there. Like, what's the path now? No one knows. And no, all the shit in episode 9, the Emperor coming back, it wasn't planned. No one will ever convince me it was planned. It's just damage control. And again, it's damage control using shit from the original trilogy to get people back on board with Star Wars. And sorry, that worked with The Force Awakens, but it's not going to work now. There were a few ways to process Disney Star Wars. There were people who were out the gate were like, no, Force Awakens is just a waste
the chat
of time.
wants you to stop.
I've always been Force Awakens.
What's that?
The chat wants you to be done with the video. At least Mad's Mama Bear does.
We don't need the rest of it, but
I hope you did. I hope you didn't get claimed.
What's up?
Oh, LB, sir.
First of all, let me just tell you straight up, bruh. Don't be calling my ice cream basic, because you don't know nothing about the basics of eating food, bro. Like, look, bro. If I want to have chicken and hot sauce ice cream, I will have that kind of ice cream, bro. But you can't mix these different branded ice creams with pies and cakes, bro. It don't taste right. It don't mesh right. So don't be out here calling me basic with my food eating, bro. You don't know nothing about this ice cream life, dog. You know I'm talking directly to you, perp.
I was like, when did you go coming to the panel?
Like have some respect, bro. And who's this lame guy on the screen y'all watching?
Click it up,
General Zod's favorite, Jeremy Johns.
Yeah, I'm suggesting that the next shilling would be of Zod and his shilling of Jeremy Johns.
No, so
Mhm.
you guys can check out the rest of the video. But my point was brought up a lot of interesting points. So we'll get your thoughts and ideas. Starting with PB, what do you think?
He went to get water and a drink, so he didn't see most of the video. And I blanked out on the video because I was trying to keep the chat
Well, I
entertained.
mean, I was listening to the video, but I wasn't watching the video. You want my thoughts about Jeremy Johns, or you want my thoughts about fucking George Lucas and Bob Iger in the book again?
Well, what was being said about Bob Iger?
Oh my god. Okay, well, I mean, I guess at least he's being honest, or he seems to be being genuine instead of just making a video exclusively out of hate or negativity. But I did like his point on if you're okay with this, then you got to be okay with every shithead boss you have, because it's just an anniversary, right?
Yep.
Because you can only ruin Star Wars once.
Right.
There will be another anniversary.
Yeah. And I wanted to play this because, you know, there was more in the video, and definitely go check it out because it's interesting. But the other thing that was brought up was that, as most people said, it validates the Force Awakens now that these are happening, because nothing makes sense, right? And we've been saying this for a while. Nothing connects. I still stand by my statement. I will always stand by it. I like the Force Awakens. I didn't mind it, but when you're putting it into a trilogy that's supposed to connect 3 movies, it doesn't make sense. And I fail to see how one movie is going to fix another movie unless you make another movie after this movie and count the second one. So
are you going to direct the question to anybody else on the panel?
So my question is, like I said before, when Bob Iger writing this book and he leads into Star Wars, who here thinks this was the shittiest PR move ever?
Oh, they've done.
I even know about Iger in a book. So.
You do now. Seems like it's worked great.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
I ain't reading that.
they're just desperately, you know, like trying to like save face after all this, after talking so much shit. Instead of actually outright apologizing to people, they're just playing all these cards, and I don't know. It's just it's all desperate PR bullshit. And no, you're not going to save face, Disney. Suck a dick.
Look, I know this. I know this is hyperbole, but ain't nobody on this planet know that Bob Iger had the book until he mentioned George. Until the leak came out that he mentioned George Lucas in his book.
Yeah.
Nobody knew about this book.
Cloud chasing.
Yep.
That's what I said. Like it's a book about him dropping names, and as soon as this runs out, we'll hear about the next celebrity that he interacted with. That's how it's gonna go.
Harvey Weinstein.
Oh my god.
Book number 2,
man,
interviews from the couch.
Harvey touched me.
Highlight what Mark said.
Okay, now my rant. Disney is a monstrous.
Wait a second. Before you whoa, easy. What were you gonna say, Cyber?
Highlight Mark.
You like Mark in chat?
Just highlight what he said.
Okay. What did Mark say? I think Iger is going to retire. Kennedy is going to get promoted to head of Disney. Star Wars and Marvel are going to become one IP under Feige. How do you pronounce his last name properly? Feige. This is our new nightmare. Ah, yes, it is.
Oh.
And you know,
Look, man, hold on. Before you continue, like I said this to other people. Kathleen Kennedy, Kevin Feige, none of them are going to ever run Walt Disney Company. Like, they're not built for that kind of life. It's more than Walt Disney Studios. They could run Walt Disney Studios as Alan Horn's position, but running the whole entire Disney, no, not Kevin Feige or Kathleen Kennedy kind of jobs.
Yeah, I mean, shouldn't there's got to be somebody that he's been grooming or something like that? Didn't Michael Eisner groom Bob Iger?
Yeah, I think because Bob Iger, he came from ABC or something, I think. Like, he was running ABC, I think. But if it was anybody, it would be Alan Horn or something. Because a lot of people got to remember that Walt Disney Company is more than just Walt Disney Studios. It's the parks, it's the entertainment company, all that. So yeah, ain't no Kathleen Kennedy or Kevin Feige running the entire Walt Disney.
They ain't a whole
Yeah, that
different
would be
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's like a whole other tax bracket of people there. Like, you ain't heard of these people that going to be running Disney one day.
That's
Just like
that
you
would be
ain't-
like saying a NFL player is going to own one of the teams.
Right.
He ain't got the money for that.
Exactly. Like this will be like not hearing about Bob Iger's book. One of those kind of people. Like, you ain't heard of these people.
And I'm going to say that Disney is a soulless, just money-hungry beast. And you know what? There is a part in the video that I liked. You know, we all, as consumers, shelve the blame for this big monster that Disney has become. Because everyone will bitch and complain about these movies and the stuff that they're doing in these movies, but they'll go and they'll get their tickets and still support this corporate bullshit that's been going on for how many years now? It's all started with the remakes, the reboots, the retrends, and Star Wars. And you know what? We're sitting here and complaining, but yet no one is doing anything wallet-wise, right? No one's letting it speak through their dollars. Why? Because Disney hides under the umbrella of being a family company. And it's all a bunch of bullshit, because at the end of the day, they are no different than any corporation. They don't give a shit about equality. They don't give a shit, hell, about paying their workers right. They don't give a shit about races and genders and all the bullshit that they claim to care about. What they give a shit about is one thing and one thing only, and that is
Your
money.
children's souls.
No, they want
Pretty
the
much.
children's souls because they want their money. That's what it all comes down to. That's what it's all about. And you know what? I'd be really interested to see what Walt thought, because I do believe in the beginning it was
Walt was
about
worse than
the
what's going on
kids.
now.
Was
Walt
that
was a
bro?
weird dude.
He wasn't worse than this was going on now. At least with Walt Disney, like, he had visions. Like, he didn't make original movies, like, per se. He adapted stories, but at least they had like groundbreaking animation and visions that they wanted to do and take the company. These people here ain't doing nothing but just copy and pasting stuff.
And
Exactly.
everybody's gonna pay for it when they go get Disney Plus.
Exactly. You know, for how many people, how many goddamn videos I'm going to click to and see someone bitching about Disney did this, Disney did that. But you know what? I will put down any amount of money that'll say those same people are going to get the fucking Disney Plus service just so that they can go and make a video bitching about how much they hate what's going on with Disney. It's an oxymoron, and it's
That's
fucking
what's-
stupid.
Disney wins every time.
You know, if people want to know what the solution is, what the simple thing to do is, stop giving them goddamn money.
And give your money to DC streaming services.
Also,
Absolutely.
apparently, I need to find a link source for this, because it was just sent through me screenshot via my brother. But it was apparently when the stream started, but it said and the headline says Marvel rumored to be introducing a female Ghost Rider into the MCU.
Yeah.
Who did you hear that from?
My brother sent me a picture and he did not send a link. Yeah, we got to discover it. I think that was a link.
But let's touch on Disney as far as people swearing up and down he's racist and whatever. Like as far as Walt Disney World, the park. I mean, when it was opened, it was built in Orlando, and Orlando was an empty city. They didn't have many people. All the black people lived in the hood, and black people back then they have no money in those hood areas. So that's why you would never see black people in Disney World back then. And not only that, like Disney World wasn't the big world class attraction it was that it is now that it was back then. So yeah, and then I don't know why people keep saying Disney was racist. Like, I mean, obviously, like they put in black stereotypes, but who wasn't doing black stereotypes?
I just think he a weird. I just think he was a weirdo. I don't know.
Of course, you thought he was a weirdo.
But, here's the thing that pisses me off. People write articles and they talk about that kid who had cancer and Disney wouldn't let him use Spider-Man on the headstone and all of that, right? But yet people will still go see that soulless remake of The Lion King and give them money. People take these causes and they say that they're doing this and that, but why are you still paying for tickets? I've got people who will complain to me about a movie, but still go see it.
Man, Second Street Marvel was talking about it, not directly Disney. He was talking about Star Wars. But a lot of these people that complain about this stuff, especially YouTubers, are just doing it for views and clicks.
Right.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't matter. Like, if you see something about Disney, get mad, make a video, rant about it, get easy views and clicks. That's all it is.
Is it possible for Disney to buy out like AMC theaters?
No, because I think that would be. I don't think that they would let that go through. Because I don't think it would go through with the FCC or whoever they do that stuff, because they would own a theater chain now, and they already a movie studio.
That'd be crazy. Or if they could come out with their own theaters, like that'd be crazy.
I mean, here they got their own kind of a movie theater here. It's an AMC, but it's like straight Disney stuff.
The thing is, I don't 100% trust Disney, because I'm pretty sure everyone here, especially people over the age of 30 or whatever, 30, 20, doesn't matter. Everyone knows that Disney was a smoker, yet they're trying to hide that fact in the Disney parks by photoshopping his cigarettes out of his hands.
Right. Well, that's because they're afraid they're going to trigger somebody.
I mean, that's not just Disney though. That's the society period. Like, how many cigarette ads and stuff do you honestly see that promotes smoking cigarettes?
You can't run cigarette ads.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say, smoking bogeys is bad. You shouldn't do it.
Yeah,
but
it's a thing that he did, and it's an easy explanation to say, well, he did this at that time, and we didn't know what we knew about cigarettes that we do now.
I mean, Disney does this with their history. They wash out stuff, act like stuff never happened. They do it all the time. I mean, the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney World, they changed the ride because it had a woman like hooker or something. They took that out.
Yeah.
Like 20 years from now, you're probably not even gonna remember like these Star Wars movies or like certain MCU movies that came out that were woke.
Exactly, you're right. I'm not gonna remember these shitty Star Wars movies. I'll remember the good ones.
Like, here's the thing, and why I played that video is because you don't.
Because you love Jeremy Johns.
That too. But
can you keep an eye on chat for me, please? I'm in another screen right now.
Hey, Mark F. Let me give you some advice. I don't know who you are. This is probably our first and last time ever crossing paths. But take Cosmic Book News, and we got this covered out of your bookmarks. Never visit those websites again. They're trash. They make up stuff, and it's a complete waste of time.
Very
right. I mean,
true.
if you're reading them the same way you read The Onion, then go for it.
No, don't even do that, man. Don't give these people no revenue, because they're gonna keep up doing this foolishness. The less people that go, the better.
That's true.
And this is the problem, is that the companies are going towards this culture, and they're throwing their hat in on this gender fluid race swapping garbage because of one thing. It's not because they believe in what they're saying. I mean, the whole corporate world is based on deception and fucking lies. It has been since corporations were a thing. It's because it's marketable. And how do you make something not marketable? You hit the company in the wallet. And here's the thing: Disney needs to take an L. They've been putting this bullshit now in these films going on years, and why they're not changing it is because they're not seeing the money change. They're not seeing a hit in their wallet, and until they see a hit, they're going to keep on going down this road with this bullshit nonstop. And it doesn't matter if you're a fan of Star Wars. It doesn't matter if you're a fan of Disney movies. It doesn't matter if you're a fan of fucking cartoons. They're going to keep doing the same bullshit and putting in the same messaging, and they're going to be doing the same nonsense until people get sick and tired of it, or it just wears on people and they finally stop going. The sad part is most of it's the normal consumers that are paying and feeding into this garbage.
Yeah, they need to be hit like they were in the 80s when they almost went bankrupt.
Well, let me tell y'all. As far as all these buffoons that claim they hate Star Wars, hate Disney, but obviously it's not working out. Like, for example, The Rise of Skywalker. Everyone online hated The Last Jedi, and they all claim they're boycotting Disney. I bet all of them is gonna have a billion videos talking about the Rise of Skywalker, and half of them gonna claim they didn't pay to go see it. But let's keep it all the way real. How you buy a movie ticket to another movie or sneak it in to see the Rise of Skywalker opening weekend?
Right. And that's why I said. And that's what I said. This movie's going to make a lot of money. This movie's going to make a lot of money. Like, people think this movie's not going to make. This movie's going to make a lot of money just based off controversy.
Most theaters you can't sneak into anymore. You'll buy a ticket and you'll have to have a select seating. So if you go into a sold out theater, you try to sneak in there, you're going to be sitting in someone's seat.
You think all these. Bro, you think all these boycott Star Wars buffoons gonna really miss out on watching this movie so they can talk about it for the next 10 years? No.
Hell no. They're gonna be front and center.
And that is the problem that we have, because everyone makes these grand statements about how Disney's this, Disney's that. We gotta stop them doing this. But hey, I can watch a movie for free. I ain't paying for it. Am I in line saying I'm not gonna see it? Hell yeah, I'm gonna go see it.
Society's fake. Everything's fake, man. Like, it's just fake. That's all it is, man. It could be that. I don't remember the Matrix, but if you say so, but man, it's all felonious, man. All these people just be talking like. I know the internet's not the general audience, but seriously, like the internet makes a big dent on things if they want to, and obviously with all these movies that Disney are doing, there ain't no dents being made unless Disney puts out an original movie like Tomorrowland, which nobody goes to see. You know what I'm saying? But these remakes, they hear the theme songs, they get all fuzzy and warm. Star Wars, man, bro, I hate all people, man.
Oh God.
I mean, look at Aladdin. Everyone bitched and complained about the CGI.
That's the ray of sunshine that we've been missing.
What is the average time that they keep a movie in theaters? Like 2 months, right?
It depends on how well it does, but yeah, typically it depends.
But it depends on how many black people are in it. They kept Black Panther in theaters all the way until August.
No, but my point is, I was just like, because I always said this, it's like, this movie's not going to flop. Like, it's coming out in December. I'd be surprised if this movie flops in December. That'd be probably the first.
It's running against Cats.
and it's going to be Jumanji's second week, so it's like.
It's not gonna flop, but I mean, if it's Last Jedi level, it's gonna make less than The Last Jedi. But if it's good, like Force Awakens, good to people, then it will make more than The Last Jedi.
I just think of because it's coming out in December, then so it's gonna really it's gonna be really telling in January if it's gonna have legs.
I mean, what I just said is is exactly what's going to happen. If it's on the Last Jedi level, it'll drop like the Last Jedi, like because the Last Jedi dropped what second weekend? I think it dropped like 60% or something.
Yep.
God.
True.
I think it was 69.
Yeah, it was something like in the 60 ranges. But man, if it's good, crowd pleasing, or like the Force Awakens level, it'll make more than the Last Jedi and it'll have some legs.
But even if it's good, like I said, like before, like if it's even good, I don't think people give it its credit.
No, of course the YouTubers ain't, because
Yeah.
negativity drives up the clicks and the views. I mean, you see it.
Right.
And like, here's the thing too. On the other end of it, all of the people who, and I'm doing air quotes, hate the way that this is going, and they do like hundreds of videos on this. You know, you also have to come at it objective because, like you're saying, Perp, I think that it's bullshit also to call something bad when it's not bad just because that's the way you feel your audience is leaning. Because if it's a good movie, I'm not going to say it's a bad movie. Like when I went into Captain Marvel, I hate Brie Larson, but that's on a personal level. Well, I'll fucking punch your face, dumb cunt. But I mean, I took that out of the film and just hated it for the fact that it was boring. And, you know, I didn't like the switch in the storyline, things like that. But had it had a good storyline and it didn't do a 360 and do something stupid at the end, then I would have gave it a fair review, but I didn't say it's like the worst Marvel movie of all time. That title is held for Thor: The Dark World.
But like as many people want to complain about what Disney is doing, like look at how calculated they are. Like just with Star Wars, they're going to drop the trailer, the next trailer probably next month, and then
it ain't coming out to November.
Well, yeah, but either way, but like you know, you got say if they drop it in October or November, they got the game coming out. They got their own Star Wars game coming out in November, and then they got the movie coming out in December. So they're gonna make some money these next few months.
Yeah, I mean, what Mandalorian starts in November too?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, duh, it's just all lining up for them and shit, but.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Mark F. Captain Marvel as a Marvel movie was okay. Captain Marvel as Captain Marvel is garbage.
No, Captain Marvel was boring, yo. I saw that shit twice for free. That shit was terrible.
Why did you see it twice?
We saw it twice.
My friend dragged me to it. I was like, yo, you don't want to go see Shazam, yo? I was like, nah.
Oh my god.
She was a woman, wasn't she?
Nah, it's a dude because he likes to see because I guess Endgame was just about to come out.
Hold on. So you let a man drag you to watch a movie for a second time?
Hey man,
what is happening?
Hey, if that's what you do,
it's free.
I ain't judging you, bro. I'm just saying it's cool, bro. It's cool.
I sit on the
I hope
other.
it was hot out that day.
Next
escaping the heat.
Next thing you gonna tell me y'all shared some hot sauce after, right?
Nah.
Oh my goodness. And welcome, LB. It's good to have you in the fandom zone. How has being lonely been?
Wonderful.
I want to know how that pizza was. It looked delicious.
It did. Oh gosh.
It was
I
all
love Papa John's.
I hate Papa John's when they do that shit. They got like one joint, like dumb small, and then the rest of it, like they got some that's like really big.
Don't be that guy, bro.
I'm just saying, it's not that hard to cut a pizza.
Don't be that guy, bro.
It's the ice cream. Now it's a pizza.
Bro, it's pizza, bro. It don't matter, bro. It goes down the same way.
It wasn't burnt, and all of the cheese was melted. What are you asking for? The Mona Lisa of pizza?
I don't like Papa John's because it tastes like candy.
And what's wrong with candy? Yeah.
Pizza's not supposed to taste like candy.
Mr. Husky, sir, have you been doing drugs tonight?
He's got a dog palate. He's totally been doing drugs.
I've never heard a person say pizza tastes like candy.
Me either.
It's
That's
what
a
it
new one.
fucking tastes like. It has a shit ton of sugar in it.
Everything has a shit ton of
What?
sugar in it.
Yeah, it actually does.
Who is making these pizzas for you people that there's sugar in it?
That's what they do. They put sugar in the sauce, and then it tastes
Husky,
really
do you
freaking
eat Mickey
sweet.
D's?
Bro, you
Do you
on
eat
drugs for
McDonald's?
real? Hey, if you do drugs, it's cool, bro. Like, look, I'm not judging you, but I think like you're on drugs right now.
I like drugs. The ones that don't kill you.
No, I'm
Like,
just I just have Italian ancestry, so I take it as it's a fucking insult.
Oh my.
Oh,
Well,
Insult the pizza.
well, I'm 2% Jewish and I don't hate on Jehovah Witnesses.
Oh my gosh, I was watching that stream, LB. I clicked on and I was like, what the fuck is this? It's just a thumbnail. And then LB comes back and he's like, it was some Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, bro. Why are you
Yeah,
knocking
but
on
it
my
does taste sweet, and I determined that years ago because I'd have pizza from other places, and then I'd have that.
door? Well,
Ugh.
next when I warm some of that pizza up, because I don't eat cold pizza, I'm going to try to taste the sugar for you.
I taste it is sweet.
all right. We'll have a.
I don't mind sweet things, sir.
I do. I'm
Right.
more of a savory tongue, so
it is sweet. But sad.
I don't want to hear about your tongue tonight, sir.
What the hell?
Speaking of things that aren't going to taste good, McDonald's.
Nice segue.
I know. I've been
Finally.
waiting for the perfect segue, and who knew it'd be a Friday? McDonald's. The PLT is coming out.
that stands for penis, lube.
Hey, sir.
Put the dog back in the cage.
Sir. For one, you have males surrounding you in this panel, and then you have a lady squirrel. Come on, have some decorum, sir.
No, it's fucking 2 in the morning.
I-
My brain's fried.
Yeah, I don't need to hear this white boy humor tonight. Not tonight, sir.
Or white husky humor.
I gotta say, this burger looks real nasty because it don't even look real.
Yeah, McDonald's.
Side
wants
keeps
to
forgetting
compete
I'm blue.
Oh,
for some-
Ew, what the fuck? No,
bruh.
man.
What are they doing in Mad Mama's Beer Country? This is why I'm never going back to Canada, bruh. Like, bruh, Canada don't want Chick-fil-A. Canada's making plant-based burgers at McDonald's. Canada's basically socialism. What else is there, man?
So do these patties grow on trees?
McDonald's. McDonald's announced today that they will be running a 12-week test of its new Beyond Meat plant-based burger at 28 select locations in Southern Ontario, Canada, beginning September 30th, 2019.
So since it's in Canada and weed's legal there, that means you can smoke it.
See, Husky, we might have to do an intervention.
Bruh,
I'm sorry.
you're on drugs tonight, bruh.
I've never had any in my life, so
You've never.
Yeah,
So
that's
this
a
is
lie.
hold on, bruh. So this is your
this
regular.
is how. Yes, this is how terrible person I am.
Do you drink?
Nope.
You're straight edge?
Yeah, I'm a terrible person.
Dude, maybe you
Hey.
should.
Yeah, you might need a drink.
You think
bruh.
you think I'm
You
bad?
might
You
need to
should meet
smoke
my
a blunt
brother.
soon.
Oh shit.
You think I'm bad? You should meet my brother.
Yeah, you need a drink, bruh.
Some of the smoke
Calm
goes
your
up.
nerves.
Calm your
It's lean.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
no.
The new PLT plant lettuce tomato features a Beyond the Meat plant-based patty crafted exclusively by McDonald's to deliver the iconic taste customers know and love. We've been working on a recipe, and now we're ready to hear feedback from our customers, said Anne Walgren, Vice President of Global Menu Strategy, who's sure soon won't be the Vice President of Global Menu Strategy. The test will allow us to learn more about real-world implications of serving the PLT, including customers
The fuck?
demand and impact on restaurant operations.
This shit is the ultimate finesse because it's like, all right, you're going to charge me the same price for something that's not actually beef, so it should be cheaper.
Yep.
No, it's going to be more expensive because the Impossible Whopper is $1 more than a regular Whopper.
Man, bruh, I saw that when I was going to I was looking through my Burger King app to see what coupons they're on. I saw the Impossible Whoppers more. I'm like, bruh. So you mean to tell me people are actually buying a fake burger that costs more than the real?
I'm waiting for a cannabis burger, like to be made, like a whole burger just made out of cannabis.
Speaking of interventions, right after Cyber, we'll be having our perp intervention.
Are you kidding me?
No,
Yo,
I said in the chat, and this is real, and I'm not joking. I have a shit ton of ADHD.
No. Oh,
I would have never guessed.
That's why you need to smoke some weed.
So Cyber, that means you pace around the house?
Yes.
What I'm pissed off about is that it's a PLT. It's like plant, and plant.
You know what you need?
Yes.
Hey, Husky, you know what you need to do? Now, I'm a lonely man, but I can recommend this. You need to find a woman.
Jesus.
That too, yo.
Single for life, bro.
Well, I hope you got like wood floors, because if you got carpet, you're gonna be wearing out those floors with this HD thing you have.
You know how they say dog is
HD.
man's best friend? That's a lie. Vagina is a man's best friend. Not a dog.
Oh shit.
I beg to differ, but you can continue with the article.
Oh, I forgot. A lonely man's best friend is ice cream or any type of sweets.
Yeah, just LB, check your house when you're eating your ice cream, because apparently the cops might cheat you. Because we covered that earlier. Cop just walked into someone else's house. They were literally on the couch eating ice cream. They get up, probably to say, "Why are you in my house?" They give the world's
And
greatest
she was like, hands
smile.
up, don't shoot. And he was like, nah, man, I'm eating ice cream.
And then, bam.
Spoon.
I'm just saying, stand your ground, state.
I can see a scenario where LB's in that situation where he's still eating his ice cream and he just pulls out a whole gun and starts unloading on the bitch.
And he's still eating the ice cream.
Still eating ice cream.
They said, and then they go to him in court during the cross-examination. So you're meaning to tell me you never once dropped your ice cream, Mr. Lonely Banter?
Hey, hold on. Hey, the Senate, strap up, bruh. You 16. You don't need your life ruined. The economy, look, let me tell you, let me tell you, Senate, the economy is not as good as Trump says, okay? And look, if Trump don't win in 2020 and one of them socialist candidates win, it's gonna be real hard to be taking care of a kid, bruh, because they taking away this health insurance.
Yeah, Senate, wrap it up, bro. You need
Wrap it up. Hey, if you ain't got a job, bruh, I can send you some Amazon gift cards or some Target gift cards. You can get some strap ups, so you good, bruh. No kids, bruh. I'm telling you.
I don't know if Senate heard this story, but I have a best friend. He has 4 kids, 2 different baby moms. Like,
Jesus.
Yeah, bruh. Hey, Senate,
He is also black.
Senate, you're black now. You know how it is, bruh. Once you start with one kid, you're not gonna stop, bruh.
Oh my God.
Senate,
my one friend be like that. He's like, yo, I got 4 kids, yo.
look,
Great.
Senate, bruh. I got a homie, right? When I first met him, he had 1 kid. That was 2006. It's now 2019. He has 5 kids, 4 baby mamas, and 3 of them he only found out about them recently.
Oh Jesus.
So he used to be a professional athlete?
No, he's a professional failure, but
Oh.
That's great. That's a shirt. That's a t-shirt.
so Senate, don't be that statistic,
Professional
bro.
failure. That is a good slogan. I like
Hey,
that.
You stick to memes and spank bang, okay?
I thought that he was a Pornhub guy, but
Pornhub for life. Hashtag.
oh my god,
Pornhub
no, we
for
ain't talking. You ain't talking about it. No, I made one off the cuff comment, and we're moving forward.
Move the stream along. Let's do that.
Ancient One says, super chat. I'm assuming for Mad Squirrel, a gigantic bag of premium nuts and acorns for Mad Squirrel, her husband Com Squirrel, and little squirrels, so that they won't have to rattle the tree.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the chat right now. And as you guys are talking, we're chatting. I'm editing shit. So yes.
Hey, Senate, no nuts for you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right.
I told everyone tonight was going to be a wild Friday night stream. So, welcome to the fandom zone, everybody. I wanted to go crazy because apparently a unicorn took off for me because, when you celebrate a birthday, apparently it's a fucking 3-day event. I had no clue. But,
Whose birthday?
The unicorn's birthday.
Oh, so now she'll be old enough to drink finally?
Yeah, we're actually going out tomorrow.
Yeah, how old are you?
You know what? I see where you're going, and I'm just gonna say I don't have my banner, but it's a trap.
Happy 21st birthday, unicorn.
Yeah,
happy birthday.
She's not much older than me.
True the story. Not much older than my.
Hey, just think about it, Husky. You're not that far away from Wisconsin, buddy.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah, my brother's already mentioned.
Oh my God, we're doing Love Connection, all sorts of stuff today. God damn it.
I thought you guys were mentioning like the drinking thing because my brother's mentioned that with Wisconsin.
Hey, you definitely do need a drink though, Husky.
No.
Pepto-Bismol or something. Whatever calms was that ketamine? Whatever that calms down dogs. Shit, like puts them to sleep or something.
Speaking of dogs.
Oh Jesus.
Oh man.
Oh my God! Did you segue again?
You did.
Yes. Labradoodle.
Holy fucking A! 2 in a row? What is happening?
I don't know. I'm on fire tonight. All right, except Labradoodle creator says the breed is his life's regret.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it better be.
Oh, stop scrolling. Stop scrolling. What are you doing? Oh, I had such a beautiful segue there. The creator of the Labradoodle says he regrets inventing the Frankenstein's monster.
Oh,
An interview with ABC News in Australia, Wiley Conron admitted that creating the Labradoodle was his life's regret. He said the hype around the dog has veered far from the original purpose of mixing the Labradoodle poodle.
Labrador and poodle.
Yep.
And a lab is better than a Labradoodle and a poodle. So just get yourself a freaking lab or a golden retriever if you want that type of dog. Or if not, just get huskies and shepherds, man.
Anyway,
We'll drive you crazy.
Say, where's your husky plug?
We'll drive you crazy. I've driven this panel crazy. So you guys forget I'm a husky. Fucking.
Or you get a pit bull if you don't want people around. So.
Yeah, and pit bulls are actual babies.
The black guy talks about a pit bull.
Since we're talking about dog and breeding, is it possible for a Great Dane and a Chihuahua to breed?
That looks funny. Yeah.
Possibly.
Oh,
why does everyone ask
no,
this
LB.
question?
Not
why does everyone ask it?
They can breed, but not physically. Like you can do the artificial insemination.
I forgot you were the dog whisperer.
Hold on. There's artificial insemination for dogs?
Yeah.
There's artificial insemination for any animal that you can think of, man. It's 2019.
Like these fucking breeders do their shit, and then they have like the show dogs and all this obsession.
Are you for real?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
Big
really
money.
like pug Great Dane mixes out there. Wow, that's
It-
Ugh,
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of money in that shit.
an
Breeding
ugly
shit.
dog. I'm gonna look
a
this
lot of
up.
ugly.
That's to say, you got a face only a mother could love.
The first ever Labradoodle wasn't a designer dog. He was a guide dog. So 30 years ago, Wally Conroy was asked to
Sean
breed.
That is terrible writing. He was designed to be a guide dog. That's a fucking designer dog. What
Yeah. Yep.
the?
Asked to breed a non-shedding guide dog. Looking back, he worries that he created a monster.
Well, if you wanted a dog that
Well-
didn't shed so much, it's Greyhound.
So I have another question for you dog owners. Does any of y'all dogs like breed with each other? Well, not. They
All
try
my
to
dogs
breed.
are fixed. Absolutely.
PB the dog whisperer.
Every fucking time that I let him out and I have to yell at him, like, dude, leave her alone. She's fucking old and dried up. She don't fucking like you that way.
No means
Yeah.
no.
Like that's your
Okay.
sister.
Oh, disclaimer. Jesus Christ. Where's my disclaimer, bitch?
That's your mother. Leave her alone.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Norman Bates, I do that.
Lord.
Call your dog
Well,
Norman Bates and shit.
I mean, none of them are related in that fashion, but sure.
Oh, God. I bred the Labradoodle for a blind lady whose husband was allergic to dog hair, he says. Why
Hey.
people are breeding them today, I haven't got a clue. In the 1980s, Wally worked as a breeding manager for the Royal Guide Dogs Association of Australia, now known as Guide Dogs Victoria. Most of the time, that meant breeding Labrador
Bruh,
pups.
Who just sneezed?
Bless you.
Me.
Bruh, you really do need a drink, bruh. Like, has your parents ever told you, like, put your hand over your mouth or face when you cough or sneeze and something, bruh?
I did. I
You did?
sneezed away. Yeah, I sneezed away from the mic and
It was-
everything.
To
Bro,
be fair, LB, it was a pause. You know how hard it
Bro,
is?
why is my ear filled up with like your snot and stuff right now?
Oh man.
Jesus.
Oh, dear.
I'm allergic to
Whole
the
bunch of
way
bodily
Zod
fluids
raised.
tonight.
That's why I'm sneezing, everyone.
Oh, no. Don't
Just
divert it to this villain, all right? Don't
Just
subvert
like Stig was
expectations
allergic
here.
to it last night.
You son of a bitch. One day, he received a letter from a blind lady in Hawaii whose husband was allergic to long-haired dogs. She wanted to know if he could come up with a dog that she could use as a guide dog and her husband wouldn't be allergic to. He says, now, I'd like to bring up the fact that looks like a lot of hair. Dog whisperer. Would this hair shed?
I'll tell you
I
right
don't
now, little
fucking know. I'm
fucking
not a
shit.
goddamn dog whisperer. What are you talking about?
Talk to your dog like a dog whisperer.
Like, you asked me specific questions that I knew the answer to. Some short-haired dogs don't shed. Some long-haired dogs don't shed. It all comes down to the breed, and I don't know which specific breeds do and don't. All I know is all three of mine do, and it fucking sucks.
Fun fact about Huskies, they shed once a year for 365 days.
Motherfucker.
I ain't even gonna ask.
Motherfucker.
Well, you're going to be the first husky to drink.
She wanted to know that it wouldn't be allergic to it. At the time, Australia and Hawaii had similar quarantine provisions, so a partnership had been struck up between Guide Dogs Victoria and Eye of the Pacific, a Hawaii-based organization for the visually impaired. Initially, Wally saw the task as fairly straightforward. The standard poodle would do the job, but after trailing 33 different standard poodles, Wally came to the conclusion that the poodle didn't have the right temperament to be a successful guide dog. All the while, Wally says he was very aware of the poor lady sitting in Hawaii with no guide dog. So after 3 years of attempting to find a solution, Wally came up with an idea of a brand new crossbreed, a dog with the working ability of the Labrador and the coat of a poodle. Enter Labradoodle.
So I'm guessing a walking cane doesn't, you know what I'm saying, wasn't like an option.
I don't know. It's a mythical land.
I'm hoping to breed a dog. Fuck the king.
It worked for Daredevil, but whatever.
Why didn't they just give the dog like new eyes and metal legs or something?
Because it wasn't 2019 yet, and Skynet and Alexa hadn't taken over. First, Wally needed to find a suitable standard poodle to breed with one of the guide dogs, Victoria Labrador bitches. He didn't. It's in the article. He didn't have to look far afield. Our boss had one, a standard poodle, that, as far as I knew, it had no hereditary problems. So I used it, Wally says. So one afternoon in 1989, Wally brought Brandy, a Labrador bitch, over to John Gosling's house.
Hey,
You're a bitch.
Wow. No need to be disrespecting females like that.
Shout out to my bitches. So,
You mean the person you went to go see Captain Marvel with?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
are you funny?
Oh my God. 9 weeks later, Brady delivered the first known litter of Labradoodle pups. Wally was thrilled, although still slightly apprehensive, unsure if any of the 3 pups would be suitable guide dogs. They are cute. It was great. It was great, but I still had worries. Were they non-allergenic? Were they going to be suitable? Wally says. Coat clipping and saliva from each of the pups were sent to Hawaii for testing, and just one of the pups came back compatible. The pup was named Sultan. Temperamentally, Sultan was considered the best of the 3 Labradoodle pups, so Wally says he was trained up and sent to Hawaii to begin work as the world's first Labradoodle guide dog. A gimmick that caught on. With Sultan in Hawaii, Wally said he still had 2 other Labradoodle pups that would make great guide dogs, except no one wanted them. Despite 6 months wait for a Labrador guide dog, Wally says not one family was willing to take one of the Labrador crosses. Out of sheer frustration, Wally went to the guide dog's Victoria PR department. I said, can you get into the media and tell them that we bred a special breed, a breed called a Labradoodle. It's non-allergenic, Wally says. So it was that the name Labradoodle was invented, a desperate attempt to get a guide dog clients on board with this new crossbreed. And quickly it became apparent that the demand for the Labradoodle went well beyond the visually impaired community. Guide dogs, Victoria became inundated with Labradoodle inquiries from all over the world. I could not visualize the publicity that crossbreed dog would get, Wally says. Cars would stop and people would get out of the car and say to me, "Excuse me, what sort of dog is that?" I'd say, "It's a Labradoodle." That is kind of cute. All right.
Well, they're cute because at that stage their hair is short, so they look like a little lab puppy.
They're actually, like, I've seen a full-size couple of them, and they're actually pretty cute dogs. I mean, they may not be fucking smart, I mean, at least not the way that they were hoping for. Let's put it that way. Very dogs. Just saying.
So which one is Sultan?
Sultan was this one right here.
Looks like a muffin.
What kind of name is Sultan for?
Right. Sultan looked more like Jafar.
It was amongst the media hype that Wally says feelings about Labradoodles began to change. I realized what I had done within a matter of days. As a professional dog breeder, Wally says his biggest concern was always about breeding the healthiest pups. But he believes that didn't end up being the case for a lot of Labradoodle breeders who got on the bandwagon. I realized the reasons for these unethical, ruthless people was to breed these dogs and sell them for big bucks. The popularity of the Labradoodle was overwhelming, and Wally became increasingly concerned about the quality of the breeding process being adopted. 30 years on, it still haunts him. I opened Pandora's box and released a Frankenstein's monster, he says.
Jesus.
When I'm out and I see these Labradoodles, I can't help
It's
myself.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
It's a fucking joke, man. Continue.
When I'm out and I see these Labradoodles, I can't help myself. I go over them in my mind. I find the biggest majority are either crazy or have a hereditary problem. I do see some damn nice Labradoodles, but they're few and far in between. But not everyone shares Wally's regret. John was equally surprised by the uptake of the breed, but saw it as a positive turn of events. We could never thought it was going to become so prolific, he says. Our thinking was particularly toward guide dogs and vision impaired people who have had a difficulty with an allergy, but it's gone way beyond that point. It's actually turned into something, in my opinion, quite fantastic. I don't have any regrets. So, Dr. Heckman says Labradoodles.
His business that he makes a bunch of money off of turned into something fantastic. That's great.
Yeah, and he has no regrets about making money. I just one of the just one of the many dog breeds with runaway popularity. My feelings is while there are uncertain fair number of people crossing doodles to anything and everything, and maybe not always in the wisest way, there are also people out there trying to meet the insatiable demand that we have for dogs. She says the Labradoodle legacy. Even though Wally still regrets creating Labradoodle, his science experiment back in the late 80s led to numerous successful Labradoodle guide dogs, as well as kickstarting the entire Labradoodle trend. The origins of the Cavadoodle, oh God, Labradoodle,
really quick.
Jackapoo,
Just take a break from reading for a second.
Just a second. Good morning to Lady Mary Mayhem in chat.
Good morning, Mary.
Thank you, for watching chat for me.
We're talking about dogs and crossbreeding and the regret of Wally creating the Labradoodle.
Y'all ever eat a dog?
What?
God damn it. No, I've never been to China.
Disclaimer! Oh my God, disclaimer!
Just making sure everybody paying attention.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
I just want to know how many of y'all kiss y'all dog on the mouth.
Never.
Every single one of y'all.
Yep.
Yeah.
All of y'all.
Man.
All of y'all. It's the Caucasian thing to do.
It is not a Caucasian thing to do. It's a weird person thing to do.
Wake up
Do
in the
not
morning.
let me in with those weird whiteys.
Wake up in the morning. The dog's on your bed. First thing you see, kiss him.
Ugh, no.
When I wake up in the morning and the dog is on the bed, the first thing I usually do is frickin' give him a sharp elbow.
I believe that. So look at these names. Like, I've never heard of these. I heard of Jackapoo.
Sound like some Kush dreams. Look at that Jackapoo.
Hey man, if y'all kiss your dogs, I ain't judging y'all. I mean, I'm not planning on kissing y'all anytime soon, so it don't matter.
I'm glad to hear that you don't plan on kissing me, LB. I approve.
Zod highly approves.
Fucking A, I didn't need that.
The challenge that the client had was that there were so many people who knew Sultan. They all wanted him when he retired, John says. John had an ongoing contract with Sultan doing annual checkups in Hawaii. So when it came time to retire...
Did the dog sign this contract? Like he put his stamp on it or something?
I don't know. Husky, can dogs sign contracts?
I mean, you can use your paw print.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can give your whole fortune away to a dog, I'm pretty sure you can do that shit too.
Fuck.
Mad's Mama Bear says to she sends you a message, LB, from chat.
I kiss my neighbor's dog. Oh. Good for you.
Hey Mary, be careful on your travels. I hope you get home okay and after packing and all that stuff, because she went to Universal Studios, it looks like.
Oh,
Ooh. Looking forward to that video.
I'm going to Universal Studios. I don't know when I'll go back, but when I feel like driving over there. I was actually supposed to go to Six Flags last weekend, but yeah, that just didn't happen.
Yeah, we Jersey's got the best Six Flags, so you know we got something.
Somebody decided to interview me for a couple of hours and then mess my day up. No names called.
Oh no!
Fuck.
I'm just
Who
playing.
was the jerk who did that?
I had a whole plan. I was like, man, I'm gonna go to Six Flags. I'm gonna have a great day at Six Flags, but nope. I get a DM. I'm like, oh man, I can't go to Six Flags now.
They got a dummy park down there.
They got a what?
Donny Park.
What is that?
It's like Hershey Park, kind of.
Man, I don't know.
Is that just like another theme park, or
that sounds like a hood park in New Jersey?
No, that's a PA.
Mary Mayhem in chat says, I've been in Florida for 3 weeks. I've been everywhere. Disney sucks and Universal rocks.
Disney does not suck. Disney World is great.
Yeah, don't they have that like Nights of Horror, whatever, at Universal?
Universal got Halloween Horror Nights. Yeah, I'm at.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, that's cool.
Don't listen to me when I say I'm going places, because it 99.9% it doesn't happen. But I do.
The only time I believe you when you say you're going places, LB, is when you say you're going to get more ice cream.
Yeah, that's very true. Man, the problem with Universal Studios is, man, like you get there, you park, you got to walk so far to get to the actual entrance of the theme park. That's why I don't go to Universal Studios that much, because it annoys me. I got to be with all these people to get there.
Mary's asking you, LB, have you been there lately?
I went Universal Studios 3 weeks ago, and I went Disney last week.
Balling.
I got an annual pass. Why not?
Yeah, still balling.
It ain't balling. It's only $30 a month.
Damn.
That's like a bag of weed for you for half a day, bro.
That's like way less than Terrence spends on movies.
Right. and pornos, but we're not going there.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Hard right turn.
When a villain calls that out, Zod does not approve. Not at all.
I think that's a clue to wrap it up, maybe. Or if you got more topics.
Yeah. Oh God. There's. I don't even got nothing. Dogs. Yeah, I love them. That's how we're gonna end this. Dogs.
So to the male panelists, do y'all hug y'all dogs and cuddle with them?
I don't like.
I hug the dog. I don't cuddle with the dog.
The dog cuddles with you. There's a difference.
Okay. I mean, I have the dog sit on the chair for a little while, but they usually don't like hanging out.
I'm
Mary
sorry.
Mayhem says that Disney has been a nightmare. The freaking cast members are miserable. They yelled at her over and over again.
Man, you must have been at a bootleg Disney because like those Disney cast members are all happy, cherry, and great.
And she said they tried to see my special needs aunt on the other side of the stadium for the Phantasma.
Hey man,
And after my parents paid a fortune for the tickets. Oh.
What is Phantasma?
Maybe was it Phantasma or Fantasia? I'm not sure. I haven't been to Disney in ages.
Oh.
It says
they doing some special stuff. I don't even know what Phantasma is.
See, she went to the other side of Disney World, LB, the side that you haven't been to in a while.
I do the whatever comes free with my annual pass stuff.
Exactly.
Phantasmic.
What is Phantasmic? Let me Google that.
That sounds like
the fireworks show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
That shit just loud. I can't stand fireworks.
Yeah, bro.
It's just loud.
I'll watch Michael K if I want to watch some fireworks.
Oh yeah, Michael K's got those fire seats.
Yeah, she says it's a giant light special over at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, the only place I'm going to in Disney is like Epcot or like downtown.
Bro, you go to Epcot, you go drink, bro. You eat food, bro.
Yeah.
You can't have a bad time at Epcot. See,
banging Chinese food.
See, Husky, bro, you got to get your subscribers up so you get monetized, and then ask them to, donate gift cards to you so go make a trip to Epcot, and then you can drink.
Right.
Oh, she said it's at Hollywood Studios. She was correcting herself.
Yeah, that fireworks show, Fantastic's there. Yeah, but I'm black. I don't do fireworks. I get PTSD. All those lonely nights as a youngster, falling asleep to gunshots. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep, gunshots in England.
No, bro.
Orlando.
West
What are you talking about? I thought you didn't move there until you were 8.
I moved to Orlando in 1993. So I lived my adolescence growing up to be a young lonely man in the west side of Orange County, Orlando.
You get me.
Okay, Mary says it's not fireworks, it's like lights and water show.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Also, there's a super chat PB from the Senate.
Go ahead and read it.
Oh.
I still get PTSD, like the lights and stuff, police cars, sirens, and all that. Yeah.
Jesus. That's terrible, man.
Hey, man.
The Senate says
y'all ain't
fire.
Y'all trying to tell me y'all ain't had y'all door kicked in and had the police running up in your house with the sirens beeping off through the windows and stuff?
No, the door was open and they just walked in because I live in the woods.
Cops can knock down my door. I wasn't there though, so.
Okay, super chat
come
from
to
the
my
Senate.
door because they were searching for a previous resident.
Motherfucker.
Which one of you knows how to edit videos the best?
Thank
I know how to edit. I don't think it's the best.
General Zod's the best.
Thank you. That warms my heart for that acknowledgement. Thank you. I spent a lot of long days plugging away in the Phantom Zone, toiling through the crystal. The journey, the emotional weight of editing.
Yo, PB's gonna be dying for like 5 minutes.
We've killed PB.
He had to mute himself. Oh my God. Man down.
It's probably knocking shit over.
The fuck? That was the best joke that I heard all fucking week. God damn, LB.
We roll with it in the Fandom Zone. Mary Mayhem says, huge stadiums, special seats, my parents paid for, and then they wanted to put my special needs on the other side. When my mom said that was unacceptable, they made us miss half the show.
Damn.
Motherfucker, you can't pronounce other words, but you pronounce aunt the fucking British way?
Yeah.
aunt.
That's terrible.
No shit.
Assholes, man. God.
Like, I mean, obviously the person that is actively doing it can see who they're dealing with, and you would think it would trigger in their own head to be like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this.
Right. That is absolute crap.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Oh
Wow.
my god, that's even worse.
What?
All they did was give the money back.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's wrong.
Man, that's trash.
I mean, that's a terrible silver lining. They didn't give you like the money back and then here's $200 to get fucking hammered.
Oh no.
Like, yeah, like, wow. That's
terrible. Well, it's good to
That's
know.
grimy, so.
Hey, I'm kind of offended by the Senate's last super chat.
What does it say?
Wait.
Which one?
Well, wait.
Can't see.
What?
I looked at the video, like, bro, that's so easy
Oh.
to do. Like, I literally do that in my videos. Put pictures on the screen. Ooh. Mad
Oh,
Squirrel.
he wants.
Are you advanced at video editing to put a picture on the screen?
That's about it.
I think Perp, can you do that?
Somewhat. I can actually do more than that, but
This guy here. Why don't
I
you
mean,
stop showing off, okay?
I never done one that active, but I sure as hell could give it a try.
Purpose like, yeah, and then the picture talks to me, and I have dialogue back and forth with the picture. Like if I have Jamie
Fucker.
on my picture, he talks.
He's like,
You
yeah, I
son
could
of
do
a
that,
bitch.
and then I could finish all of my other tasks for the day. What's next?
While I'm playing Mario Kart Tour.
Yo, that
Exactly.
game is
He's
fun.
like, I didn't.
Jesus, you know, there's one in every panel. Just the guy who comes in and is like, yeah, that's easy. I can do that blindfolded.
Hey,
Oh,
Senate,
the
bruh.
sound?
I'm gonna give you
None
some
of us
advice.
listen to the sound.
Y'all stop talking fools. I got advice. Go ahead, Mad Squirrel.
I'm sorry. Good night to Lord Mark F. He's heading out. He said good night, Fandom Zone. Hope to catch you next Friday. Good night, Mark.
Easy.
Yeah, my crazy ass will be here.
Senate, bruh. Like, just keep practicing, bruh. It's video editing. That's. I mean, it's simple, but if you ain't never done it, I can see why it's hard. But man, like seriously, if just keep practicing, it's easy to do. Like,
You just gotta find your style. That's it.
bruh, it ain't got nothing to do with style, bruh.
I'm just saying, or just the way you put out, like you say, you put how you want certain things to be out, like you want it.
Hey, but if you need help, this DM General Zod, because he's definitely the best out of all of us when it comes to video editing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so LB. This has been like a triumphant return to the Fandom Zone from Lonely Mountain. I appreciate you. Thank you. I love the props. The video editing, you know, it's tough. It's tough living this life.
It is. That's why you're the best.
Thank you. Thank you. I try.
It's so tough to be a C-level villain.
It'd be like, it is so tough to be a C-level villain. But General Zod still manages to do it.
Yeah, man, he good. Just check out one of his movie reviews.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, go check out the Joker review. Hit 313 and views.
Wait.
319 last time I checked.
Wait. First off, when you go see the movie, click on my review, Live Part Minded, and then go check out General South. I'll probably put a link in the description.
Yeah, your review that's gonna be late because you didn't get free screening. That review.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mary Mann follows that up. She said, "Yeah, I can't imagine ever going back to Disney."
God, man.
Well,
What makes me think about, I mean, because we were talking about going to Disney, I don't know, maybe a year or two. And we have to make accommodations for the middle son. And if they're acting like that with an adult, I mean, I get that they probably treat kids a little differently, but that does make me question taking him because I swear to God, if he has a meltdown, I'll just let his ass go. I'll let him take everything. I'll let him take everything down. How about that?
Please, Squirrel, stream that, live stream that.
Like,
Speaking of
hey guys, sorry I'm not going to be on the stream tonight. My son's sitting on top of the globe there in Epcot. You know.
Speaking of Disney, like I tried to log in to register for some fast passes. I can't even log into my account. Cancel Disney.
All of them.
Every
Cancel
single
the
one of
theme
them.
parks, cancel the TV, cancel the movies, cancel it all. Cancel the Iger book. Never
How long-
release it. Release the Lucas cut.
And you know what? You know what? Good. This got me get back on my rant here. Fucking Disney. These motherfuckers claim to be
My bad,
family
guys.
friendly.
I'm sorry.
Fucking LB can't get into his account. You know, fucking Mary Mayhem's getting screwed over. What are you doing, Disney? You can't let Spider-Man be on a tombstone. You know, Bob Iger's so fucking full of himself. These fucking motherfuckers. You know what? Burn it all. Burn it to the fucking ground.
Oh my. Well, that seems about right.
Except for Bree. We all know he loves Bree.
Oh, and that bitch needs special treatment because I'm telling you, I can't even go to my. Never mind.
World's #1 Jedi. Just ask Mace Windu.
LB, wait, hold on. I got a bone to pick with you, LB.
What the
Oh man, you're just gonna attack the black man?
So your one bone to my 2 million.
Yes, let me have this, okay? You made a video about why Brie Larson would make a great Jedi, and I feel like you willed it into existence because it's not feeling like a fantasy anymore. I seen pictures of Kevin Feige hugging Brie Larson, and then I see pictures of Brie with C-3PO.
Hey, you'd hug Brie Larson too. All that fine white of her.
Oh yeah, I'd hug her around her fucking throat.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh my God.
You would hug her if she allowed you to, because I don't want you to get me too. But if you hugged her, you'll smell her hair to see how it smells. Like
he would go all Joe Biden on her.
I was gonna say Biden's not in the chat.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Yeah. You'll definitely smell her.
No, well, how'd we get to this dark place? No.
That's very disturbing.
There would be no smelling.
Oh my God.
I mean, you tell me that Kevin Feige, being an older white comic book nerd, isn't going to take the opportunity to hug a younger, cute white chick? Come on.
Am I the only one that thinks that Kevin Feige looks like a serial killer? Like low-key?
I mean, 60-40.
I don't particularly look at Kevin Feige, but hey, if that's your type.
No, every time I see a picture of him, he just looks like he's on America's Most Wanted.
Oh, that was hilarious. I saw on Jesse Milestone's community tab, she goes, I put out a Star Wars video and I got less than 1,000 views in 8 hours. What's going on with that? And then I looked at it and it's just a picture of Kevin Feige's face. So I went into the community tab and I messaged back. I was like, people don't want to click on Kevin Feige's face.
That's possible.
Like, you made a Star Wars video and you put Kevin Feige in the picture and people got confused and they're like, I ain't clicking on that.
Most people don't even know who that is. So like Kevin who?
Exactly.
Didn't he work on something? I could have sworn he created something. What was it? Had to do with superheroes, I think. Not quite sure. Anyways, my blood pressure is up. Fuck. This is a good point to end this. Let's go down the line here. Let's start with the best and most loyal dog of them all, Cybernetic Husky. go ahead, tell us about your channel, where we can find you, and all the great content you have.
Gaming and bullshit.
Man, what in the world?
He hasn't been here this week. That's what I've gotten
Are
to.
you okay?
Gaming and bullshit. No,
Is everything
I'm
okay at
mentally unstable.
Man, you know what kind of drink you need, bro? You need some wines, like some red wine. Not cheap wine. Get a bottle that's like $5 to $10, bro. You good. You'll be good, bro.
Nah,
It'll relax
you
you.
need some NyQuil.
Nah, bro. Get some wine, bro.
No, NyQuil will not help the problem. What are you trying to do to him?
You need some red wine.
We're not sipping on some scissor here. God damn.
Tell
Anyways,
them,
my Gears videos will be on Fridays. And I'm trying to figure out a time to record with my friend on Borderlands 3.
Who cares about
Excellent.
friends?
He's been my friend since like elementary school, so
damn.
Yeah,
only
We
reason
all
why I bought the
operate
game.
like ULB.
What'd you say, PB?
I said we can't all operate like ULB
Why not?
because some of us are loyal dogs.
Well, all dogs go to heaven.
That's correct.
Or in somebody's stomach.
Oh,
my God.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, yeah. So I guess you can go next, Perp.
Hey, but yeah, y'all check out Cybernetic Husky's channel. He's doing a game of war, whatever that game's called. He's doing that.
You old as hell.
Oh man.
That was
He's doing
funny.
that. You know what them kids are doing, that game of war there.
That station play.
Jesus.
Oh man.
Yeah, I
he
told
play-
everyone it'd be a wild night tonight.
he plays the Microsoft Xbox. He has Xbox Live. Yeah, all that cool stuff.
Xbox
And
game.
PC too.
Yeah, and
It's just
PC.
easier. It's just easier to record through Xbox because of the capture card.
There you go. So y'all
Go
into
check it
video
out.
games? Yeah. He's the guy.
And if you don't check it out, Zod will personally find where you live and blow up your house with laser beam eyes. Disclaimer.
God damn it. No.
Well,
Go ahead.
get swatted.
If you hear me yell during a stream because I'll be an icon, you'll know your Earth FBI is trying to stop me, but I'm invincible to bullets, so jokes is on them. Anyways, Mad Squirrel, go ahead and proceed with your awesome channel that you have.
Really quick, Hyatt Wright in chat says, wait, someone on the panel has friends. There was a mix-up on who got invited. LOL. Okay. Yeah, you can find me on YouTube at Mad Squirrel Conversation. There should be an upload of LB's video between two nuts this weekend. And then PB and I will be doing an interview next week. We had to reschedule because Packers and then squirrels. And you can find me on Twitter at SGT Mad Squirrel. Yep, that's about it. Mazel tov.
Fantastic. Next, we have Herp Minded. Go ahead and tell them about how you are Team Tommy, because no logical person would go Jamie.
I'm Team Ghost. What you talking about? That's crazy. Anyways, sounds like the villain needs a cough drop, but you know, it's perp minded. So being here, have been on here for a long time. It feels like a long time, I should say, but you know, it's cool hanging out.
Oh my God, is that it? Have been on a long time. It's cool hanging out. Peace.
I'm sorry. Really quick, Matt's Mama Bear had pointed out in chat. She goes, you know, Cybernetic Husky's icon has that squirrel look on his face, and the fact that he's looking at my squirrel with that look on his face on his icon, yeah. Look at that.
See, what's funny is your icon is looking back at my icon.
I know, in fear.
We are not going to Me Too Cybernetic Husky. Anyways,
Your voice
let us go to the loneliest man on the panel, and hopefully the man who can put me to my new favorite villain, Darth Loneliness. Tell him he has the Kryptonian line and to give me a call. LB, go ahead.
Well, Darth Loneliness, when he's done being a F boy, I'll let him know. But yeah, if you want me to come onto a live stream, you ain't got to go around sneak dissing me when I ain't around, because I got ears on every single YouTube channel. Perp.
He's like a little bit too late, but you know.
Don't worry, bro.
I won't disrespect your basic ice cream or your dry ass pie no more.
Oh shit!
Shots fired, as the kids say.
Let me just let you know, bruh. I'm gonna be up north very soon, bruh. Washington D.C. is not far away from New Jersey, bruh.
Make sure I get you some great value brand ice cream. You know.
Hey,
for the basic ones.
I'm not turning down ice cream, bruh. As long as there's no nuts
Fuck
in it.
no.
So
Yeah, I don't need nuts in my ice cream.
Racist.
Get you some vegan strawberry ice cream.
Bruh. Nah,
That's not a thing.
You getting out of line, bruh.
That's not ice cream.
I'm not racist against people that like nuts. It's just nuts in ice cream. No. It's like Perp having hot sauce ice cream. It just don't work. But yeah, people, it was cool hanging out with y'all and seeing y'all in the chat. YouTube has destroyed my channel for some reason, so no need to promote it.
Okay.
That was pretty vague, and fuck YouTube. I am above them as a Kryptonian here in the fandom zone that does not
No,
exist.
you're not. You're literally on YouTube right now.
Silence! I am speaking in my domain.
Silence when I'm speaking in my domain.
You son of a bitch. And now the counterbalance, the supposed curator, Mr. PB, tell them about your ridiculous channel and your ridiculous videos.
I mean, which ridiculous video? I got one about a lazy dog. I got one bitching about the NFL. And then I got, some high council highlights. So if you want to go over to Pop Culture PB and have a laugh, go check it out.
Yes, and I just want to say I do not endorse your hooked on phonics with Zod, you son of a bitch.
Zod on phonics?
That was very disrespectful.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought it up. So that'll be the video that I share in the chat right now, so everybody can go check it out. Just give me a moment.
Son of a bitch.
I'll find it here. I know it's pretty close to the top. There it is. It's got a beautiful thumbnail done by Mad Squirrel.
Oh, Mazel.
Mazel Tov, PB.
It looks way better than the one.
And of course, you've been in the fandom zone with General Zod. Make sure you check out my Joker review, and when the movie comes out, I will drop the spoiler review shortly after. Give people some time to watch it. I also have an interview with your Earthling RK Outpost, Ryan Klein, for those who don't know the abbreviation, I guess you would say. And I have some other great stuff coming up. We will be doing our Watch Anime stream about Bleach and its impact on the anime community and how we want to see a good season for the Blood Wars. So, if you're interested in
And
that,
how it'll
please.
get that blood out of your whites, and it'll keep your whites whiter than white.
Exactly. And as always, thank you, Earthlings and mortals, for appearing here in the fandom zone. I appreciate you. If you're new, hit that subscribe button or like the video. I'm not going to say what that one ridiculous human says and say, or don't. No, hit the like button or I will find you. And it won't be hard to do. Anyways, as always, remember the one and only rule here in the fandom zone. Kneel before General Zod.
It doesn't say general, you dick.
It does when I say it.
Lies.
Oh my god.